Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 81 of the Blurred Podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner,
Hello.
Creamcast,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dark Side,
Yo.
and myself, the Ed Underground Bay. How you guys doing?
Good, very good.
Good,
Very
good.
Good.
Been a chill week. Not gonna lie, pretty chill week. Probably seen, one of our major movies that one of the movies that we're gonna talk about. One of the movies that we're gonna talk about. We obviously all got to see it, so very exciting week overall. Exciting week for that. Other than that, just been pretty chill. Spring is upon us, so I don't know how about you guys, but weather's been getting better. You know what I'm saying? Getting sundress season for myself,
It is snowing here.
Mm-hmm.
Snowing, that sucks. Yeah. I think the coldest it's been is like 40 degrees at night, but other than that, it's like 50s, 60s, and so forth. So,
Well, it's Chicago, so I looked at
Not
the
in
weather,
Chicago, son.
and
Alright?
it is snowing today. And in
Shit.
2 days, it is 79 degrees with thunderstorms.
nice.
And the day
Mhm.
after that, it is snowing again.
nice.
and then the day
It's
after that is
because
59.
Chicago doesn't fucking care.
It
All right?
really does.
You want to have a picnic? Fuck your
They
picnic.
don't
It's
care.
gonna rain.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't
Yeah,
care.
exactly.
Yeah.
No. See,
You want to go ice
no, no.
skiing? Doesn't
No.
fucking matter.
See,
It's gonna
first-
be warm for some reason in the middle of December.
At,
Right.
at least,
So-
at least now we have the technology to see how the weather's screwing with us. But back in the day, where people were like getting their picnic stuff together, and it's like, well, snowing today. You're like, oh, that's weird. I
No,
was like,
first
all
it
right. And then
rains
tomorrow
at
it's like
1
sunny
p.m.
again, and they're like, all right, tomorrow we'll
Yeah.
go, and then it's a blizzard.
First,
Yeah.
it rains at 1 p.m., and then it might be summertime at 3 p.m., and then you might see a snowstorm at 7.
Which is crazy. We don't have that type of issues out here. Like, we're pretty mellow overall. We haven't gotten any. I don't think we got any snow this year, which is awesome. But when we get snow, though, I mean, literally, it becomes a state of emergency where the highways shut down, people are going crazy, getting all the water and so forth.
Aren't you on the coast though?
Yeah.
But they're not like, I guess, but you're further down in the belt there.
Yeah, they don't. Out here they don't
get you, I get
actually know. They don't actually know how to manage snow. Like they,
Right,
instead of
right.
throwing salt on the ground, they throw sand. And like sand is not going to do shit. Just all now you're just gonna have a crunchy.
Do they throw sand?
Sometimes.
Sand.
Traction?
for
I know
traction,
they can
yeah.
do that for traction, but okay.
Yeah.
so what happens when the snow melts and there's fucking sand all over?
So yeah, it's just like
It's
sandbars.
sweet mushy sand. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's just-
Nobody has ever figured this out.
Yeah, but I think they do salt now. But yeah, it's absolutely horrible, and it comes to a point where like you can't, like you guys don't get actual snow days. Like for you to get a snow day out there, like it has to be like 6 feet of snow.
Day after tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Like the
The
eye of
only
the storm
time that
has to literally go over
That I
Chicago.
can remember the like an actual like statewide snow day was basically the
It's
Snowmageddon.
bad.
Remember?
It's snow again.
Yeah, when like the people had to sleep in their cars in Lakeshore Drive because they couldn't get out. That's the only
What-
time I remember like
It's a
mass- statewide
a
shutdown,
snow day
yeah.
is a mass casualty event.
Yeah,
for
like,
Chicago,
yeah. If
how many
at least-
people die every winter in
Well,
like
remember,
Illinois
the
altogether, and they still
la-
keep on rocking.
Yeah.
The last big snowstorm, the last big one we had, which was a couple of years back here, I remember it hit so fast and so hard. There was all the cars on Lakeshore Drive
Oh yeah.
in Chicago had to like stop in place, and that search and rescue try to extract people from their cars.
That's what I'm
shit.
talking about. Yeah, the Snowmageddon.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lakeshore,
basically,
again,
yeah.
well,
People had to sleep in their cars. They couldn't move.
well, Lakeshore
Yeah, well,
Drive
then
is
they
a
had to be
horrible
like pulled
place.
out of their cars. 'Cause it
Yes.
was like
Yeah,
freezing
people
cold.
were dying. I don't want to
Yeah.
laugh because it's horrible, but that's how bad it has to be before Illinois is like, fine, you can stay home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like guys, you don't have to go to work today, but please believe your bitch ass going to work tomorrow. We will have these roads plowed by then. Yeah, like Lakeshore Drive, that's like the most horrible place to be in to be stuck at in the winter because you get that wind chill off of
The
Lake
wind chill's
Michigan.
brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
it's like 20 times colder than reality at
Yeah,
that
right.
point. Yeah, yeah.
It's like Mother Nature literally came and slapped the shit at you
Yes,
with a
yeah.
cold ass hand, and yeah, it's absolutely horrible. So like, I don't know why anybody like if you know a snowstorm is coming on Lakeshore Drive, like just get the fuck out of there.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
just
don't
get
even
away.
go.
Yeah, don't go to Lakeshore Drive. Don't drive along Lakeshore Drive. Like don't even look at Lakeshore Drive on the TV because it's gonna be cold. The wind chill is always negative something out there, and it's absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. But like yeah, out here like it doesn't even have to get that cold. It's just give us an inch of snow. It's a statewide emergency. Like National Guard is getting called in. You're gonna see tanks everywhere. Tanks are literally like shooting like artillery, literally to blow,
Firing at the snow.
start shooting at the snow. Like, oh goddamn, it's an invasion. Like it's so bad out here when it comes to snow.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's been very very mild, which I've been very happy. We usually don't get snow like Snowmageddon, which the equivalent of Snowmageddon like every couple like years. So I'm enjoying the spring weather coming in. It's not been too bad. So
No, it's been a very tame winter. We haven't had any big storms. It's just been a long winter.
There was a
Keeps
big
going.
storm announced, but there was literally no snow that day.
No, it's spring is not starting. That's the problem.
Yeah.
yeah, for you guys, yeah, it's starting to start for us. Like, I mean, but we had like bugs and so forth, like flies and everything else, like stuff like insects that you don't see normally during the winter. Like we were having that during like December and January, and like I think yesterday I killed a big ass like fly in front of our door, and I'm just like, holy shit, like spring is coming. So I have a guy that comes and cuts our grass. He showed up. He was like, yeah, I mean, I'm like, damn, the grass ain't grown like that, but he's out there, people are out there cutting grass. So yeah, spring's upon us. So we'll see. I mean, if we get a little snow, I wouldn't be too mad about it. I mean, I work from home, so not a big deal for me. But yeah, it seems like spring is finally here. So like I said, I'm busting out my sundresses, trying to impress the men and the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Trying to show a little skin, show that my hourglass figure. So we'll see how it goes.
Got the giant sun hat ready.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I can't wait for Easter coming. I'm wearing my Easter finest to church. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be looking good, baby. Real good. But talking about things that are looking good and not looking so good for some people, we had some major news alert.
News.
Major news happened.
Major news.
Major news. So Jonathan Majors, damn, right now he was literally on top of the world. He was on top of the world. Yeah, he's slapping bitches. He's choking bitches now. Like,
is Win Brady gonna have to slap, or what is Jonathan Majors gonna have to slap a bitch?
Like,
I guess
now this is all allegedly. This is all alleged.
It is alleged though.
It seems like it's gonna be dismissed. His girlfriend, apparently his girlfriend filed a police report on him saying that he physically assaulted her.
You know why?
Why is that?
I was reading into it. Because he was on his cell phone texting or something, or she was trying to like basically look over his shoulder and see who he was texting.
Yeah, he was talking to some other women apparently.
Look,
I'm
not the one to make controversial statements. Right?
Okay, here we go.
Bye.
But sometimes
just four men here discussing domestic.
But sometimes, women gotta learn their place.
Okay. Anywho, that's a hot take from the Green Tuner. Not
and him only.
Sorry, no. I'm not Green Tuner. I'm the Ed Underground.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed Underground.
Ed Underground. How dare you, Ed Underground?
Yeah, that sounds so familiar, so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jonathan Majors, his girlfriend, reported him for domestic violence. And he, of course, said that wasn't true. These were false allegations, and it has come out recently that the girlfriend will be recanting her story of what happened. We are
the check was cash.
I'm not gonna say that much.
Thank you, Mr. Disney.
I'm not gonna say that much. But
wink.
I mean, obviously, we do not condone.
Let's just say
violence.
Creed 3 helped a lot when it comes to the settlement.
He had a solid box office.
Well, the thing is, his box office window has been great. He came out from Ant-Man 3.
Someone had to cut the check on that one.
Creed 3, which was very well received. So Jonathan Majors,
I can see how this was being explained to her, like if somebody's explained, look, he had a great month. Creed 3 was a big blockbuster. Krang, you love the MCU, right? All right, take the check.
What if he's like wait, well, we don't know. What if he's like a character actor? What if he was just so deep into his role as a violent boxer, he couldn't remove himself
abuser. Maybe Krang is a domestic abuser in Avengers 4, Kang, whatever.
Oh my!
I was talking more about the boxer.
Well, yeah, sure. Well, I think maybe Kang could be beating his wife in the movie or something.
No, we're not, guys. We're not gonna. We at the Blur Podcast do not condone domestic violence. We take these allegations very seriously, obviously. So we do, yeah. We hope that the truth will come out, and that Jonathan Majors, if he is guilty, will receive the due justice that he deserves, and if he's innocent, that he gets the court of public opinion especially will be cleared up on him. I think a lot of people like him. I think they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
People like him, but it doesn't...
give him the benefit of the doubt, but if he really did that, then fuck him.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I know, but isn't it usually like more often than not, it's always proven to be true when it comes to those kind of accusations, when it comes to like domestic violence or whatever?
I mean, I don't want to make a
I'll make a generalization. I mean,
generalization.
But just percentage wise.
I think you're right.
In overall cases, I think you're
somewhere.
Right.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
because I think a majority of these don't get reported, right? Like
majority don't get reported.
A lot of DV cases don't get reported.
Okay, and just because someone is like doesn't mean that they're not a piece of shit. Like I just found out, I didn't know about this, but Jack Nicholson, he basically severely gave like a brain injury to like a working girl. Because he beat the shit out of her or something. And meanwhile, he's out there living, his life, and this woman basically can't walk anymore and is slowly like losing her ability to move. But everyone loves Jack Nicholson, so
of course.
Just because someone is liked doesn't mean that they're not a piece of shit. Not that I'm saying the Majors is. But,
I mean, you could get away with a lot more back in the day, right? Than you could get away with now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know Dustin Hoffman was canceled. That's why we don't see him anymore.
Oh no! What did he do?
It was just he was I guess a creeper on set. I don't know what his deal was, but
well, the thing is, we're not surprised. I'm not surprised by stuff like that anymore. It's because, like you said, like back in the day, you could get away with it a lot more. Like, I mean, there was not the internet, there was no social media. So if you were, having these issues, it was your story versus their story. And most people are going to listen to the celebrity and be like, oh, I really like so-and-so. I like this actor. I like this actress. So I'm not going to believe anything that anybody says about them.
You're not going to believe some civilian.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm going to take the voice of I'm going to take the side of a celebrity, damn the facts. So, but with Jonathan Major, I hope that he didn't do it. I would suck that he's on cloud 9 right now. Like one of the hottest male actors out. Not even like putting like him being a black actor. One of the hottest actors out right now, and got himself in some trouble. So like I was telling my wife, I was like, man, if I ever became famous, I'm saying my ass in my house. I'm not going to no parties. I'm literally gonna go to like an event, keep my hands to myself, keep my words to myself if possible, and just make this money. Because
you mean AKA Henry Cavill?
Like Henry, exactly.
He just sits at home and paints like mini figurines and stuff.
Yeah, like he literally just minds his own fucking business, and like that's why everybody loves him. Like he literally just minds his. I mean, he's a nerd.
Everybody but WB.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But everybody loves him because he just minds his own fucking business.
Just make sure you delete all your past tweets about you hating cats and you think dogs are cooler.
I mean,
so no one can.
That's such a minimal thing, though.
Compared to like again, now, I don't know.
If Majors actually did this, he's a piece of shit. But who knows?
But it's
kind of like
it's kind of like I remember I was at a meeting one time for work, and I said, yeah, there's different ways to skin a cat. Holy shit! Somebody, a crazy cat person, was like, I really don't like when you say that. I was like, what? That's just to say, like, I have 3 cats. I have 3 babies at home. I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah, and
I fucked up.
Three people on Twitter ended up getting someone canceled for it.
Hey, you know what?
Now, was this woman constantly wearing sweaters?
Yeah, with cats on it, and it
Yeah.
came with bells on it.
Did she have pink hair?
No, she didn't have pink hair, but she.
No, I'm thinking more like those ladies that never leave their house that have 10 cats or whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty much one of those. And I was
Writings
like,
on the wall, Creamcast. You screwed up. Then you should have seen this coming.
I should have seen it coming, but hey, you know me just trying to be relatable to people. Ended up getting an HR visit. Like, so, sir.
Now it all
contacted
comes
PETA.
full circle.
What's that?
So now we know why Creamcast basically wasn't able to be employed anymore because of his irresponsible cat comments
Yes.
at workplace.
Yeah, they actually let me go because they're like, yeah, we call PETA on you, sir. They're actually outside. There's a mob ready to beat you.
You threatened to skin a cat?
Cats. Yeah, like,
Those cracks, Mr. Creamcast.
it's like we need to actually now we gotta execute you because you threatened to skin a cat. Like your life is not more important than the cats that have been skinned.
No, I was like, Mr. Creamcast, did you quote threaten to skin Judy's cat?
Why is it Chris Hansen interviewing Creamcast about a cat?
Take a seat.
Take a seat. You think you're actually in a sting for some horrible pedophile stuff, but it just happens to be about a cat.
Yeah.
Online, he goes by Cat Skinner 48.
He said he was 36, but in reality, he's 37.
37. Like, do you go by sin with the name by Cat Skinner 69? Like, what, you sick bastard? What are you doing with these cat skins? Like, are you shoes made of cat skin, sir? Like, we took your shoes to be tested.
We have your chat logs.
Yeah.
Why you want to chat about it? We don't know.
Like, yep, you gotta be careful of those things. You can be canceled for any reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta
True.
be careful, guys. So other news talking about the Marvel universe, Liv Tyler seems like she's reprising her role as Bruce Banner's love interest. Which is crazy.
I'm happy. I like that.
I like that. I mean, we already.
I like her too, but I like
Betty-
Lord of the Rings only.
Betty Ross.
Betty Ross, yeah.
Yeah, Betty Ross was. If you guys remember, we seen her was in the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. I think at least for myself, that's one of my most favorite.
Best Hulk sub universe.
Yep. I mean, I know you guys like the original Hulk.
I like the Ang Lee one.
I like the Eric
What's her
Banner
name?
too.
I think she was a better
Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly's my crush
Jennifer
for
Connelly,
life.
I think, was way better.
Jennifer Connelly has been my eternal crush for life.
Oh, yeah. I think that's for a lot of people, but
yeah.
But she's a very flat actor. Like she's Connelly, yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, I could see
she's
that.
all right.
I can see that.
And Liv Tyler isn't.
Liv Tyler's a weaker actor for sure.
Liv Tyler might be a weaker actor, but she's more expressive. Like I feel like Jennifer Connelly is like
I guess Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, I know.
She's like the Brie Larson. She's like the pre Brie Larson.
Now hold on now.
Really?
No.
I don't know about that.
No,
I don't know.
You're going too far.
No, Brie Larson.
Yeah, you are going too far here.
We know Brie Larson has one face.
You even lost Darkseid at this point. He was riding with you all the way.
And I'm usually a Brie Larson defender here, but I'm just like, don't. That's not even in the same stratosphere.
No.
Wait, you don't think
on a different level?
You think they don't have the same facial expressions? Like if you do Jennifer Connelly,
no. Jennifer Connelly has way more range than Brie Larson.
Are you talking about her worried look that Jennifer Connelly has always?
She's always worried. Yeah, she's always worried.
Like the concern
she's in
look
roles.
she has?
She's in like weighted roles always.
Yeah.
That she definitely has roles that have more weight.
No, not all the time.
I definitely think so. Versus Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler's on an asteroid with Ben Affleck half the time. She wasn't
on an asteroid. She was on Earth, and Ben Affleck
was on an asteroid.
At Armageddon. Don't ever talk about that movie.
What do you mean? I love that movie.
That's the one where after
Liv Tyler is in
the asteroid. She went into Pearl Harbor, right?
Yeah,
she was also in Pearl Harbor.
She was like Michael Bay's person for a while.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she aged out of it like that.
She did. She actually. That's what I didn't think
Michael
about
Bay,
that.
You got to be like that.
Yeah. As soon as you hit, he's like
one or two. Look at Megan Fox. Only two.
Well, the funny thing is, it's kind of like reverse Leonardo DiCaprio, or it's like same thing as Leonardo DiCaprio. Like as soon as they turn 25, boom,
Gotta get him.
Sorry, gotta get out of
That's
here. Yeah, you're out of
insane.
there.
Feels
Don't
good.
get on Leo. He's gotta maintain his youthful.
No,
whatever
I'll get
else
on
is-
Leo. Like, how old is Leo?
50?
40.
Okay,
Something?
can any of you guys imagine yourselves having a conversation with a 19-year-old?
Absolutely not.
Not
No.
not fooling around. I'm just talking about like actually
deep
dating and having
conversation?
conversation
No,
and
absolutely
meeting
not.
their friends and all that. No, it's insane. How
Yeah,
how
he's
can you
48, by
share
the way.
interests? Yeah,
He's 48.
48.
Well,
yeah.
because he's rich 48 and rich
Yeah.
48. They're
It's not the
like
same as-
carefree.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
Is
They
it
don't
the
have
same
our.
as us
They don't
48?
have our
No, no, no,
problems.
no,
You know.
No,
I guess, yeah,
we're
that's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are definitely a hard in our hard 30s and 40s. Like
Yeah.
we're hard numbers. He's like soft 48.
Yeah,
So,
he's a soft 48.
Soft 48.
Yeah,
You gotta
so-
take.
I don't know.
You gotta take at least 30 years off of his age to get his true like where he's
Still
at.
kind of weird. Still kind of weird.
But so go back to the point. Like Liv Tyler, she's back. So I think that's cool. We already knew there was some continuity between the Incredible Hulk and the MCU Hulk. So that just further solidifies that, which I think is pretty awesome. I mean, we already had Ross, General Ross in there. So
Harrison Ford's gonna be General Ross in Thunderbolts.
seriously,
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
No.
Harrison Ford is cast as General Ross. There's a
Fuck.
lot of
Have they
theories
begun filming?
that Red Hulk will be in. Spoilers for Marvel Comics here. Red Hulk is General Ross.
Yeah, General Ross. Yeah.
So they're
So-
doing Red Hulk though. Is that confirmed at all?
Not confirmed, but they're doing a Thunderbolts
He
movie.
They've
started
been
by
saying-
saying rumors.
Yeah, they've
Oh,
been saying
okay.
that. They've
Yeah.
been saying that Red Hulk was going to be in Thunderbolts. Going to show up. That's why General Ross have been coming back so often.
So Harrison Ford is in it, but like as we know, Harrison Ford
He's
doesn't. Would require a lot of CG.
obviously.
You know what I mean? He's an amazing actor, but like he cannot do the shit we want him to do in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones and Han Solo and General Ross,
especially
so-
with Darkseid and Indiana Jones.
I'm not gonna lie. I really
How much is CG is that movie? You think 90%?
well,
It's
there's a
caked
de-aging.
on.
You saw the de-aging in it, right? Where he's young in the movie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how physical he'll be.
looks
Like,
okay.
look, I
Oh,
mean, it has
yeah,
to be
it's not
realistic.
amazing.
It has to be realistic here.
I don't know if amazing is the word I would use, but
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it looks okay. You can
Yeah.
still
It
tell
looks
it's
okay.
digitally
I've
de-aged.
seen YouTube
Oh,
deep
well,
fakes
I
better.
like
But then
than
again,
that.
Hey, shut the hell up.
Darkseid thinks all the CG.
Hey,
is
am I
good
wrong then?
for some reason?
Ed, why did
Yeah, remember? Yeah, I have a lower threshold for CG. So you
Yeah, he
guys-
does. Yeah, but Ed always talking about YouTube. I've seen YouTube that's better. Shut the hell up.
Yeah,
Yeah, shut up.
You just
Yeah,
saw
No,
that
I
one
mean-
guy. You just saw the one
hold
guy.
on. So what?
Well,
why,
no.
Why then
Ed
did Disney
Underground.
hire
Ed
one of
Underground's
them?
conversation is useless because all the people who,
No,
YouTube.
Disney hired
shut
one
up.
of those YouTube
The
guys.
YouTube
Disney
deepfake-
hired one of those YouTube guys.
Ed,
Right,
If
right.
they're not
Shush,
so good, then
shush,
why would
shush.
Disney?
He's talking.
that's why people
Be
hired
quiet.
him. Exactly.
talking,
I am
Ed.
talking.
Ed,
No,
Shut
no.
up.
Hey,
Shut-
yeah,
boom.
exactly. Let the top G talk in.
I
Alright,
am the
please.
Top
top
G.
G.
Top G.
Top G.
No.
I already was talking.
Jesus Christ! Ed, if you shut the hell up, I would say you're right. Jesus Christ! Yeah, you're right, moron. Then yeah, everyone did hire all these YouTube guys
Ironic.
because they did it right. But so all this stuff's being done by these like cheaper VFX artists. So I do think that Indiana Jones snippet looks good. I just don't know how much is going to be used. Like, I mean, you show him for 1 second, he looks real good. But if he's like running around, I don't know how that works.
Well,
Like,
kind
that
of
might be
reminds
a disaster. I mean, it worked out with
Stunt
Luke
double
in,
with CG face. I
Mando.
assume?
maybe. I mean, they did with the like Paul Walker. So I mean, they can
Did
get
Paul
somebody.
Walker did it with the
Just, CG.
That looked a
Hamill?
little bit funky though.
Well, I mean, I think at that point,
the Paul Walker looked incredibly funky, and we all
Yeah.
just held our tongues because of
Yeah.
the moment. You
The
know what I
moment.
mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We were holding
Granted, I
back
was
our
like,
tears
you
at the
know, I
time.
was like
Yeah.
trying to watch the movie through the tears coming out of my eyes. But
Yeah, we all
that's
were.
true.
We all were.
Good
We
luck,
all
you
were.
know.
it looks really
Yeah.
like you don't see the pixels when the tears
Yeah.
are in your
Yeah,
eyes.
it's like
Yeah.
faces like like this, like
His face is shifting.
yeah, it was really bad. Now that time has like passed, elapsed, we can say that it was really bad.
Yeah,
We just
it
couldn't
was-
talk about it at the time.
Yeah, I mean, true.
But they could always pull a George Lucas, go back and fix it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
They could.
Do a Universal.
what's wrong, Ed?
No, just sure. I guess they can.
That's okay. This is a safe space. What's wrong, buddy?
No, just pulling a George Lucas and just retconning it or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, they could.
It's not really retconning. It's more of
It's fixing the
dressing it up,
It's
I guess.
fixing,
Yeah.
dressing it up, adding to it, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
Well,
it's
I mean,
fixing.
here's the thing with the Lucas stuff. It wasn't good because the effects were good. They were just made at a different time, and nobody really had a
Yeah.
problem with it except for Lucas. This is a digital effect in the early stages of its history that can be fixed, and the purpose of it can be restored. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We're not replacing a puppet. You know what I mean? So it's not the same.
No,
Yeah,
I just
but
want to.
puppets just have longevity though when it comes to film, if it's done right.
Well, let me ask a
What
question.
does?
Puppets.
Yeah, they're better.
Mm.
Well, yeah,
We're back to-
they are more timeless than
they're more
CG.
immersive. They're more immersive.
They
They're
are.
immersive because it's there. There's
But
like
it
a
costs-
weight
but it
to
costs
the
money, though.
yeah,
Costs a
a
lot more
ton of
money.
money,
Yeah, to do
way more
puppets.
than CG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of I guess the question. So, Indiana Jones is a Disney IP now, right?
Mhm.
So this kind of goes into. I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on it. We've seen the level of Marvel going down with the visual effects. And what kind of worries me is that this is such a beloved series. Like, I mean, it's a beloved series to older generation. Like newer generation doesn't care about Indiana Jones. Yes, tip your
I
hat,
don't
dark
think
side.
so. I don't think
The
so.
youths like us don't care about Indiana Jones.
Yeah, but the
Not
old,
really.
the old man here who's like, oh my goodness, who are just as old as Harrison Ford.
So old, in fact, that he hates teenagers and
Yeah,
can't stand when they're walking through his lawn. So
yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely hates the teenagers. So, I'm just kind of worried about. I hope that the CG is not corny. It kind of like the CG in what was the last movie? Not Raiders of the
Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was hit or miss. That was not necessarily the best.
oh,
It was hit
monkey
or
scene,
miss. It was hit or miss.
that
but
that monkey scene was awful.
Yeah,
The
The
CG
monkey-
was really bad.
it was bad. The problem with that movie, yeah, it is it's the most hit or miss CG I've ever seen.
yeah,
Because
Yeah,
there's
the skull looked good.
there's,
yeah.
there's
Skull's
high
amazing.
there's high polish. Like you could see the polish, like the level of artistry in that movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, you're right. The green screen is very evident in that jungle chase sequence.
Yeah.
And so like the jungle chase sequence is notorious.
Yeah.
So much so for me, like again, I'm an apologist. I'm a fan. For me, it comes around to like being so bad it's good kind of situation.
Sure.
So I totally understand where other people come from, but yeah, no, it's to the lower end of my Indiana Jones, my top and bottom of the entire franchise. It's
Absolutely.
definitely at the bottom.
It's at the bottom I think for most people. I think if you looked at the films objectively, the series objectively, it's probably the bottom. For
that
most
movie
people.
has the most bottom because there's a moment where he gets into a fridge and escapes a nuclear blast.
Oh
Blast,
my
yes.
god,
So
that is
insane.
awful.
I mean, again,
But that's
just because I
old-timey.
believe this man is a superhuman, and my brain
no,
was like,
but
all right,
but
you can
in
do it.
those you could kind of buy it.
Yeah, that's that's
You
an
could
old
kind of
timey.
buy that luck helped them.
Yeah.
It is
It's not
also
luck.
like
It's an
here-
old timey. It's an old timey like myth that you could be able to survive.
you could, yes, it is a 60s myth, that
yeah.
you could survive. You
Oh,
could go to your
okay.
fridge and survive. Yeah. So but how many people know that? And how many people understand that Indiana Jones is based on pulp serials from the 40s?
40s,
You know, so George Lucas
I didn't know that.
and Steven Spielberg, when they were kids, they were running to the theater to watch like Flash Gordon, and that's where Star Wars came from. And they were watching like Doc Savage. That's where Indiana Jones came. So they're not supposed to be realistic. They're supposed to be over the top and superhero. You know what I mean? So like, but how many people know that and would say it's corny and all that stuff? So I think
well, much like the movie that we're reviewing today, right? Where basically it's a superhero, a modern superhero.
I will.
Yeah,
We
that's
were
true.
just talking about CG. There was very evident CG in fight sequences in this movie.
Sure.
That so we could talk about that when we get to it, but that took me out of a couple scenes. It wasn't with our main hero, but it was with another character, and it was like Black Widow's going to town on like Juggernaut, and I was like, this is cool, but like I could totally tell you're not a real human being. You're digital effect right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
before we talk about it, let's get through. We got two other quick stories we want to talk about. Zelda impressions. So Nintendo showcased 13 minutes of the new game, Tears of the
They
Kingdom.
did it again, baby. They did it again.
I mean, Well, what do you mean? Talking about the
Yeah, what do they do again?
talking about just
I
put
think
out
they
quality.
bring innovation. Like they just like you can do Breath of the Wild 2, and if I was Nintendo, I'd slap a new enemy, some new bad guys, and say, "Hey kids, Breath of the Wild 2, give me your
Yes,
money."
$70.
pretty much the
They'd like,
DLC.
yeah, like, yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but they decided to like, oh no, we're gonna like do this fusing mechanic, which like I was watching it going like, this is dumb, and then after a while, I was like, that's really cool. Like
That's
we could
actually
make
kinda cool.
anything.
Yeah.
Like as the video went on, they were like, oh yeah, you could make anything you want. I'm like, anything. Screw
Anything.
you, Numa. And then like, they're literally making anything.
Boats.
Yeah, boats and ships and planes.
Yeah.
And the fusing mechanic looks really, really cool. I wonder what the limit of it is. I really am curious.
Yeah, you can go through ceilings and possible mountains and stuff like
That
that. Like,
ceiling thing wasn't that interesting, but
yeah.
the reverse, like I was wondering how they got to the islands in the sky. The reverse time thing
Oh
was
yeah.
interesting. Um, with the glider, that could be cool. But the crafting aspect is the most. This is the most Minecraft
Oh god.
like inspired thing I have done to like a level that I've never seen. I know other things do this, but everything else has a like one-to-one like a cookbook. You could easily understand how like stone and rock make this.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be like and to give Nintendo credit, they seem to have like you can combine like an eyeball with an arrow and it's a heat-seeking arrow. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's combinations that in Minecraft you wouldn't put two things together to make something, and in Zelda seemingly they're putting everything to make everything together. So that it just boggles my mind how many combinations and things are out there. Like if I put a bat wing on on an arrow, what does that do for the arrow? Does it go farther? Like I mean, that's a cool idea. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
so
Mhm.
that's the like concept that blew me away. Like how far they can go with this.
This does seem like a very comprehensive game where they could like Dark Side, like you said, they could easily just gave us Breath of the Wild 2 DLC for $70, and most people would have been like, all right, we've seen this before, but I'm still gonna be a sucker and buy it. Yeah, this does seem very unique. They kept the general feel of Breath of the Wild. So they didn't do something like where they did. It's kind of like almost like a Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. They did the Ocarina of Time first, and then welcome Bandito Mac. He is as
Hey.
we talked to our lawyers. Yes, he's legally obligated to announce when he shows up every single time. So thank you for coming. But yeah, no, this game feels like a proper sequel where they actually expand on what the gameplay mechanics, and I thought it was pretty awesome. The fact that they got rid of, I mean, the one thing I thought was pretty cool was the whole weapon degradation.
I hated that in the original game. I
I
absolutely hated
couldn't
that.
stand it, but at least it kept you trying new weapons though.
Yeah, you had to try new weapons, and always was like, I will fight strong bosses or strong enemies, get their weapons, and then go clear a dungeon with these like super strong weapons. And I thought it was like kind of a cool thing. You get the master sword and everything else. Like it was a cool process. Like it really forced you to be on the spot and trying new weapons, like Green Tuner says. So I'm excited for it. I hope that this game is going to be as successful as Breath of the Wild 2 or Breath of the Wild or even more. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think that's going to be a day one buy.
It will be.
It will be.
I'm pretty sure.
Everyone loves
I'm pretty
Zelda.
sure this is going to be a day one buy for me.
Potential game of the year like possibility
Contender.
here. If
Yeah.
this game can exceed, if this game can do like exceed all the stuff that it put out in that trailer, like I mean the possibilities. Like
Oh, it's gonna be more than that.
I don't think any game has pushed the crafting capability this far. So
Absolutely.
I don't even think they scratched the surface yet. They're in the sky right now, waiting to touch the top of the glacier, the surface of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Great analogy. Yeah, I feel like Nintendo,
All right.
I feel like Nintendo told us everything, so I'm gonna be. I know we're gonna be definitely surprised when the game comes out, and yeah, I'm really interested in the story as well, so I want to see how the story progresses as well. So, All right, so last quick story. Zachary Levi came out and addressed the box office bombing of Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, which we all saw how bad it bombed last week when we saw it. I think it was what 30. They did like 39 million worldwide box office
I don't know,
for.
but the second week is like less than
What's the
10.
total
Like,
right
is
now?
it
It
bad? Like
can't
the
be
drop off
more
is
than
bad.
100, right?
It's bad. It's real
It's
bad.
probably
I think,
really
Yeah.
bad.
yeah, I think the
But the
total
story
budget
here,
was
the
100
story
million.
here is the excuses that are being put out by
Yeah.
mainly Zachary Levi. He's on like a tour of making excuses for this movie.
The Levi
And
tour.
it is the Levi tour, and he's blaming the marketing. And I mean, it's possible the marketing, they didn't market it to the right audience.
Yeah,
He
Maybe.
but
blames The Rock as well.
obviously they weren't gonna market it well, like we discussed last week. This is like they're just kind of clearing out the shelves, whatever was left on there. So
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
gonna put a lot of resources into this movie since they're
Well, I
already
mean,
kind of
I mean, no. Well, I still think they would put resources behind it. It's the question is, did they put the adequate amount? Because they still have to make it the money back. It's not a loss yet. You know what I mean? They
yeah.
could
No,
still recoup
it's a
something.
loss.
Well,
It's a
no,
loss.
What
I
is it
mean,
at?
from it's not a loss from the point of them marketing it. You know, they could still make the
Mhm.
money at that point. They didn't. Something didn't happen here, and it's a loss now. But the question
Yeah, I
is,
don't think the marketing was as big as it was for
Black
Black
Adam.
Adam, let's say.
You don't
Black
think
Adam
so?
seemed to be receiving more of a push when it
I
comes to
don't
like
like.
amount of commercials
I
and
don't watch like I
toys
can't
and everything.
remember like on YouTube Shazam kept popping up for me. You know what I mean? Like the the ads the ads kept
Not
popping
for
up for me.
me. Not for
Oh,
me though. I don't know
Well,
why.
I think that I'm now looking at it worldwide so far. It seems like Shazam. Let's see, all
this
releases. This is kind of confusing. Okay, so all releases. Okay, all releases so far. Shazam has made 103 million dollars, which I
no
think.
way.
Yeah, so
Really?
domestic they made 47
Still the
million.
103.
47
Are
million,
you going to box
48,
office
48
mojo?
million. Oh, yeah, yeah, box office mojo.
Okay, okay.
48 million domestic, 56 million international, and then worldwide altogether is 103. So, or let's say 104 million,
That is insane. That's
which
not good.
that's
That's
not good
insanely
at
That
all.
bad.
is not good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
At
they made
all.
$104 million. And I think the
Oh,
original
wow.
budget for this was like 120, I believe. Um,
Yeah,
so
no, that window is closing because they knew that the Wick was behind them, so they had only so much time to recoup. They
yeah,
did not have the impact. And
The
then I think there was a
Baba
little
Yaga was coming.
yeah. So
Baba Yaga was
so the
coming.
budget for it was between 110 to 125 million. So
Mm.
I mean they are on the cusp of at least breaking even, but yeah, it's really horrible for Warner Brothers just in general. I mean, this is yeah, they
Well, they're
possibly
not.
they're potentially going to lose money on this. So and if they're on recoup, at least break even, it's going to be a couple years of it
Well,
streaming.
their break even is 50% loss to them.
Yikes.
Uh, wow.
Yeah,
So
break even
They
is 50%
they
loss. You
break
have to
even.
double.
They're recouping the production.
Yeah.
They're not recouping
for marketing and
the
all that.
promotion and marketing,
Marketing.
which is exceeds the production.
Yeah, this is
So
bad. So this is bad.
it's
And
bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I mean, but speaking of like the Roll Star like coming out, didn't The Rock do the same thing with Black Adam too? Wasn't he out there like pointing fingers at everyone as well?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
pointing toward.
So it's not like exclusive to Zachary Levi.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think Zachary Levi is. I think Zachary Levi is pointing at everybody. Like he's pointing fingers at places where I don't think there
Doesn't make
needs to be
sense.
any fingers being pointed at. Yeah, like I think he's swinging for. He's trying to make an excuse for why this film didn't do well,
Yeah.
and like again, it's his job to make the excuse. Like we reviewed it. I like the movie. I thought it was a good movie.
Love the movie. Yeah.
And yeah,
My
Great Tutor
goodness.
liked it
I
too.
think we saw most people
you guys
actually.
didn't like it.
I didn't like it, but overall, it seems like most people did like it.
Yeah, so it's possible it was marketed poorly in the wrong way, but I mean the marketing was pretty
But there was
lighthearted.
nothing else out there. I mean, they even moved the date because originally it was supposed to come out the same time around Avatar
Yeah.
2.
You're right. There wasn't any real
There was
competition.
nothing.
They had no
for it.
competition.
This is why I'm saying Zachary Levi doesn't have a lot to stand on because it's like, I mean,
He's pulling things out of thin air or pulling things out of the rocks. buttocks.
Mhm.
He's trying to.
Well,
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
he's very smart. He's doing everything but pointing the finger
It
directly at the
answers-
Rock.
Yeah. Well, no,
Mhm.
he says The Rock. It is The Rock. He said that is Dwayne The
I
Rock
thought he
Johnson.
danced around it.
Nah,
Did
he's
he
pretty much saying
literally name drop him?
I
'Cause
believe
he-
he literally name dropped.
Oh,
That's
okay, wow.
hilarious.
So
Uh,
Well,
then,
I mean,
yeah, I
he is a
wouldn't do
diva.
that.
We've discussed this before. It seems like every time he goes into like a franchise, there's always some kind of tussle.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's funny was he most recently he said something about it's a superior film to John Wick, something like that came out and people like ran with it. So yeah, I think it's interesting. He just needs to be quiet.
Well,
I think just roll with it.
So speaking of John Wick, are you guys
So,
ready to discuss the
Nick?
Baba Yaga?
What the hell type of transition is that?
Yeah.
That was horrible. Yes. Let's go ahead and talk about Baba Yaga. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Sulenya.
We got to finally see the end of the John Wick series as we know it.
Did
What
we?
I don't know. Great movie. Great movie. Spoilers for anybody who's listening, obviously. But man,
We're gonna spoil the shit
we're
out of
gonna
this
spoil.
movie.
Yeah, there might as well. John Wick
Mhm.
4. I love the fact that they didn't come out with any special name for it. It literally was just John Wick 4. It wasn't like
John Wick 4.
the death of the high table or something like that. It was just
The
Mhm.
inclusion or
yeah, it was just
something.
yeah, it's
The
just
last chapter.
the last chapter.
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah,
like
why
that.
wasn't this called the last chapter or the final chapter?
Well,
It's
because
I don't know.
is
that
that
gives,
Because is it?
that kind of gives away what happens.
The
Yeah, I
ending,
guess.
yeah. They
Yeah.
probably didn't want to give away the ending.
Yeah,
because
that's our job.
everybody was talk about that dark side, how you try to potentially spoil it for
I did try to spoil it for the Ed Underground.
I
tried
heard
multiple
this.
times.
I
You
heard that they
should've.
tried today.
No,
Well,
no,
I
no.
kept
You
deleting it. I kept
should've.
putting
yes,
like
he did
Oh.
RIP,
You
RIP, and then
little
yeah.
bitch. You
Here's the
should
thing.
have.
Ed
No,
Underground,
I-
as we know, Ed Underground has declared that he doesn't care about spoilers. If you can't take the heat, get out of the
So
kitchen.
backstory
Proudly
for
preferred that. I just felt. Let me just say this. I
Hold
just
on.
felt that John
No.
Wick is very close to this man's heart. I know that.
he is.
I'll just hold back on this one, but it's open season the rest of the year.
No,
I will
you
just-
should have. You
Yeah,
should have
so
gone.
I was a little
No, you should have
soft.
gone full
There's a
goblin.
part of
You
me that loves
should've.
the Ed Underground. I mean, but I know that he needs discipline.
I love it too, but sometimes you
understand.
gotta teach them a lesson or two.
Backstory
understand,
for
I
the
understand.
ladies and gentlemen and the blurries of who are listening and watching at home. So I gave away a score, not spoilers. I give away a score of a movie.
Did we ask you for the score?
Maybe, maybe not. I can't
No, we
remember.
didn't.
Nobody
So
did.
why did you do that?
Maybe, maybe not. I can't remember.
The
I'm being
reason,
Seeing
so
as how we-
hold on,
no,
but
the reason
why?
why
But
I'll
hold
tell you
on,
the
hold
reason
on.
why.
But-
I'll tell you
but
the reason why.
why
Go
was
ahead,
the
Krupke.
score? Why did I give away a
The
score?
reason why he gave away the score
John
was
Wick 4
because-
Electric Boogaloo
yeah,
is a title that someone suggested.
yeah,
in the
it
chat.
could have been something, anything. So the reason why the Ed Underground gave away the score is because the whole conversation started with Ed Underground being upset about IGN. He was scrolling through Instagram one day.
Oh god, this is
and-
a long ass thing we're getting into.
No, we're not gonna get
no,
into long.
no.
So he got upset that
That's
IGN.
not the origin.
Yes,
That's
it
not
is.
the origin. No,
That's,
no, no.
that's the
That's
origin.
not
I'm
the
telling the whole
That
story.
he's
Go
right.
on,
That
go
is
on.
the origin.
I'll save it. I'll save that's the origin. Go on.
So, the Underground was upset about a score being revealed on IGN. That
On
he,
his feed.
on his feed on Instagram.
Yep.
We
Yep.
kept saying, "Hey, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It shouldn't really matter. It's just a score." But a lot of times IGN will post like a short summary of why they chose that score.
Yeah.
It was later revealed that I had posted a score before then, or sometime either before or after this, of I believe either a Sonic game. I think it was Sonic Frontiers. I had posted the score for Sonic Frontiers being a 7 or something like that. Ed Underground was like, "Hey,
No.
you guys have been spoiling scores this entire time."
All
and
this
blah,
is
blah.
irrelevant, by the way. But
No.
But then,
So,
but then, oh well, okay. Ed, you go ahead. You think you know the story? Tell us.
I know the story because I actually recorded it and posted it.
there's
so
no point in telling the story.
there's a point because this is the origin.
All right, let's go ahead and tell the point so we can
Batman
move on.
origin.
Oh god.
This is the
damn.
Batman origin. You guys spoiled the score for Scarlet Witch live on here. and I had stayed away from IGN. I stayed away from GameStop or Spot, whatever you want to call it. I
No,
stayed
it was
away from
Doctor Strange.
everything.
It was Doctor
Yeah,
Strange.
same
Yes,
thing.
I said the score
Started
by
with
mistake. I said the score by
yes,
mistake.
and you all said 7.
But that's what Crimcast was saying. He
I
spoiled,
said it.
that's what he
I said.
spoiled it.
I said I
and
spoiled
then
it
you
by
all
mistake.
said it.
No, we
You
all
all
because
said
it was
it.
already said. I
It
already
was
said
already
it.
said. So
And
like
then,
yeah.
So I had spoiled the score, and I had said it, and I was like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. It's just it's a score for the movie, not a big deal." Then Ed, you started getting upset about that because you're like, "I didn't want to know the score. I didn't want to know the score," even though IGN spoils the scores all the time.
But I did not see.
Most of us,
like I said, I
most of us
stayed
said we didn't
away
care.
from
Most of us said we
IGN.
didn't care about scores. I said, Ed, go ahead and spoil the scores for me. I really don't care because I'm gonna make my own opinion about the movies, irregardless of what IGN said. I see what IGN posts all the time. I see everything, all the different mediums posting scores. It doesn't bother me because I'm gonna make my own decision. But you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna make it my mission to spoil score as well for you guys." I said, "Go ahead. If that makes you feel better, go ahead and do what you want to do." Darkseid took that as when you guys were having this conversation that you were just going to spoil plot points.
Yeah, he took that like, oh, okay, I'm going to spoil Sixth Sense for you. Bruce Willis is dead the whole time. Like, oh,
holy shit! Didn't know that.
that's a whole big thing. Then given the score.
But Darkseid took it as that.
Darth Vader is Luke's father. Oh, what?
He wanted to. He did.
Yeah, he went full. I can't say.
Okay, he
what.
did.
No, I mean it comes down to this. It comes down to this.
It comes out
At
of
the end
this.
of the day,
I gave a score. You can see a score.
Yeah, you're
anywhere
posting
online.
spoilers.
You gave a spoiler that people, not just me, and no one wants to know about.
who did?
You did apparently, Darkseid.
What spoiler?
Now I didn't see it because I stayed away from it.
Which
Just
spoiler?
for this movie. I don't know. You tell Creamcast what the spoiler was.
For this movie? No. I'm talking about.
No, it was for John Wick.
Yes.
Apparently,
John
yeah,
Wick.
you gave away a spoiler, or
Yes.
you gave away plot points, which I'm glad I didn't see. But if I did see it,
But the thing is this: he posted it on there.
I instantly deleted
He
it.
instantly
Creamcast
deleted.
and I were doing it.
but
Yes.
forget
you're a bitch.
Yeah, all right. So you deleted it.
No, he's
Fine.
top G.
You still posted it. You
Yes,
gave away a
Okay,
spoiler.
guys,
I posted
okay.
it specifically to spoil you.
What if I did see it
Okay,
in that moment?
guys,
I
let's
just
move
want
on.
to say one thing about this and
let's
put the
keep it
cap
moving.
on it here.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
I just put the cap on it here?
Yes, put the cap on.
Yeah,
all
please.
of this boiled to a very bold Ed Underground saying, if you spoilers are open season, and I
didn't say that.
If you don't like, I'll scroll up and we'll find. I'll repost it.
I never
Yeah.
said spoilers.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm telling you, I'm just getting to the bottom line. I'll
I
repost
have
it.
never.
Ed, could you just let him?
Never.
I'm just let me say my piece, and you're fine.
Yeah,
You can
and then we
argue
can
with
move
that.
on. Come on.
This is where
This
I'm at.
piece is a bunch of lies, but go
Okay,
on.
this is where I'm at. You said, quote, that's why I keep bringing the kitchen thing, because you said it. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
I said
or fire,
that.
I think something like that.
I said if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen.
So
That's
I
what I
said
said.
Okay, let him finish it.
Now
Ed,
go ahead and twist it. Go ahead and twist it. Go on.
Sure.
All right, Ed, let him
That's what you
finish.
said, right? So 2023 is open season on you at Underground. John Wick, yes, I did spoil it. I did spoil it with the intention of spoiling you, but it's more of a me and Creamcast playing around, and I knew you weren't going to check it. So I deleted it.
How do you know if I wasn't
did-
going to check it or not? What if I saw at that moment?
I didn't give a shit if you did. But
Exactly.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. John Wick, I deleted it because I didn't want you to see. I would lean on the chance maybe you didn't see it. I'd delete it. I deleted it pretty quick. You can ask Creamcast.
Oh, I'm
I would
gonna hit your
instantly delete
carb.
it.
I'm not gonna.
Now-
I'm gonna
now here's
remove
the thing,
myself
Ed,
from the carb, pretend
Ed,
it wasn't me, or I don't
Ed,
know.
I will spoil the shit out of everything. Nothing is sacred for you.
Do you see this?
You are. And this was your hubris that
Do you
did
see
it.
this, Blurries?
Yes, blurries.
Far and wide, young and old.
Listen well, blurries. I spared him the John Wick.
Do you
4
see this?
spoiler? But
What
I
is-
will
I don't know
destroy
if
him.
it's
I will obliterate it.
hypocrisy. What is the correct word for this? I don't know.
Hey Ed, it's open season, baby. So you can spoil it for me too.
See,
because me and Green Tune are
I'm not
collateral.
that guy.
And me and
Yeah,
Tune,
you're
guy.
collateral. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sorry.
collateral
What
damage,
can I
so
say?
screw
I'm not
us.
that guy.
People die. You know what I'm saying?
right?
But collateral damage.
I'm
It
not
happens.
that guy. See,
You know, I mean,
I have
up in you,
Civilian
people-
casualties.
I have
Yeah,
I
I
have
mean, you guys are
respect
planned
for-
casualties.
I have respect for so-called well, I don't think you're a movie fan after this, but I have respect for movie fans, for movie buffs who want to enjoy a movie without being known what
Mm-hmm.
the plots or the ending of the movie is.
And if you were a movie fan, I would give you that respect, but you are not. You
Well,
are.
in this case, and in all cases anyway, I am a movie fan.
As
I
long as
would
you use
not
that IGN
I would not
Instagram.
post links.
Okay,
Well, not
can-
links. I
okay.
would not post
All right,
the
let's move on.
ending or plot points or plot twist to a story.
Anyways, that's where I
is
stand, Ed.
highly regarded.
Let's
all right,
have
okay,
fun.
okay,
Watch your
all
back.
right.
Watch your back out there, Ed Underground. Let's move on here.
Okay, guys. Before we move on, can we put this whole thing to rest? Can we, at this point, say no spoilers? You guys can post story.
I never
reviews.
said I was giving out spoilers.
Ed,
would you shut up? Just let him finish.
Okay. Can we not say okay? So story, no story, no plot points, no story whatsoever, no spoilers for anybody. If you want to post scores are fine. But can we call it truce on this at this point? I'm gonna start with Dark Side first.
That's
Dark
up
Side,
to him,
Dark
actually.
Side. Can
Hey.
you agree to that?
You can't stand the heat. Stand against you, baby.
Oh,
Here's what I'll
That's a no,
say.
I
Here's
guess.
what I'll say. Like a John Wick surgical assassination, I will make sure that you two are spared because I know when. Here's the thing. Here's the beauty of the situation. Ed Underground can't see the movie till the last. He's the last person to see the movie. So the window to spoil.
Sometimes.
Usually.
Whatever.
Usually,
My art of assassination, my art of war.
And
has
yet you have
given
not
me-
laid a finger, not a bullet.
no.
I'm just saying.
Ed,
I
don't
can
say
play.
that.
I'm playing around. I'm playing with like I'm a cat
Ed,
playing
don't
with a
say
mouse
that.
right now.
Yeah,
only
you're
reason-
definitely a cat.
The only reason why Darkseid deleted the spoiler to John Wick 4 was because I said, "Do not do this." I said, "I will call you
so
top G."
if you didn't say anything, he would have left it up there.
Well, no, I think I deleted it
No,
the first
he
time, and then
deleted the
he
first time.
called me a pussy for deleting
I
it.
call him a pussy.
And then-
Well, you're
Yeah,
a
yeah,
cat.
he doubled down.
You're a cat.
Yeah, I doubled down.
He doubled down. I was like,
Then
"Oh
I
shit!"
posted a GIF.
I was like, "Holy shit, this is horrible!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, he's actually
Terrible.
into it."
Anyways, I love you. That's why I pulled it. But I
That's
don't
like
love you to the
That's
point
like
where
you watching Star Wars for the first time and then walking out and like saying, "Whoa, I can't believe that Darth Vader's Luke's father," in front of the whole
Yes,
crowd that's
yes.
walking in.
Yeah, the
Well,
old
here's-
trope
here's-
from
here's
Simpsons,
the
I
thing,
get
Ed.
it.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, Ed. This is why I like you have
This is why I wanted to spoil a movie for you. Go on.
No, you are the type of person who has that IGN Instagram and you will not delete it. So if you open yourself up to that when we've told you not to do it, you're open season. Baby.
So
That's it.
hear me when I say this again. I purposely stayed away from IGN, GameSpot,
But do you
GameStop.
still
whatever you
have
wanna
the
call
app?
it.
Do you still have the app?
Of course, I still have
So
the
you can still be
app
spoiled.
because I had to reply to a lot of
Not
people.
the app.
in
Are you
the
still
app,
subbed to
and
the
I post things
Instagram?
on the app on Instagram? Actually, I don't know.
No, you do know. That's the whole.
you
that's
do
the
because
thing.
you post this shit all
No,
the
because
time.
there have been times where I actually did unfollow on Instagram, but then someone else posted the score too.
Ed,
Okay.
maybe
Well, okay. So
2024 will
okay,
be good year for you.
it's
All right,
fair
let's move
season. We're moving on from this.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about actually the John Wick movie in of
The
itself.
John Wick movie. Yes.
There we go. Let's
Yes.
get into it. Man,
Mhm.
I'm usually so when I go to theaters, right? I'm usually the person that is super chill, right? I don't make noise in the theater. I try to keep quiet because I try to be respectful of the other patrons at the movie theater.
Sure.
This movie
You're not the
was
typical black guy, if you will.
What? What?
what the actual fuck?
Oh, can you explain this?
Anyways,
Like you don't know what I'm talking about?
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, usually I'm very quiet. I'm respecting the patrons and so forth. But this is one of the movies I was like, oh shit, when some really good kills happen.
Shit!
Yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah. I actually had to be like, whoa. I was actually impressed by a lot of the different fight scenes, the kill scenes, and so forth. Like the first, I'm not gonna lie, like
Man.
the first probably 30 minutes was so fucking intense. Like the first 30 minutes of actual fighting, like
Talk
when
about the Osaka.
Osaka at the hotel.
The
at
Osaka.
The Osaka
Oh
Osaka
my
Continental.
God,
But
damn! I mean,
They
that
just
was
kept like
it's just
going over. Like I remember seeing the fight in Paris when they were like in that little circle,
yeah.
and I was like, "There's no way they can top this. There's absolutely no." And then they showed the fight at like the abandoned house.
The
It was
abandoned
basically
house.
Hotline Miami.
Hotline.
I was
Hotline
like,
Miami.
You know,
yes.
you know the funny thing
yes.
is they talked. They
Oh.
actually did an interview
Yes.
where an interviewer asked, like, "Hey," they asked the producer and Keanu Reeves, like, "Hey, have you guys played Hotline Miami?" They're like, "No, it's not based off Hotline Miami. They never heard of the game, but it's based off another game. I forgot what it's called. It was on the tip of my tongue earlier. It's actually based off another game that they saw. They said, "Hey,
Max Payne."
no, it wasn't Max Payne.
No.
They said it was another top-down view like Hotline Miami, and I forgot what the name of the game is called. I could probably
there's
Google
a couple of games.
it was
like
one.
that,
It was before.
so.
It was before Hotline Miami. It was
Yeah.
it's an older game, and they're like, "This is what we thought the perspective was cool." And they were like, the producer said he really didn't look at the game like in depth. He just saw like, hey, this perspective is pretty awesome, the top down view. So they're like, hey, let's incorporate that into our shot. But yeah, everybody who watched this and has been a modern gamer for like at least past 10 years reference Hotline Miami. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, this is Hotline Miami 1,010%.
It's not just that perspective, it's the fact that they dropped that perspective and came back into that perspective. Like
it did like camera, what, 2 or 3 one shots?
Yes, came back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was like an orbital camera. And like it's just the way they came in and out of that, and then they put you back into that.
Yeah.
The geography was really cool. Like really cool.
The coordination was amazing. Then the fact that they also had the shotgun with the incendiary
rounds.
The
dragon
awesome.
flare would like take up half the screen. Just the flare of the shotgun. It was, oh my god, it was insane.
So I saw it in the during the daytime matinee, and there was some people there, and one person, when that whole scene was happening, the one shot for the first time, one person like screaming out loud like, "Holy S word!" It was so
you
good.
Can say shit.
Yeah, you can say shit.
Well, I'm not gonna say it, but someone said that like in the middle
Shnikes.
of the yeah, Snikes.
Holy Shnikes!
What the bloody
exactly, yes.
Time to sleep.
But I'm moving way too ahead, but that was freaking awesome. The way they did it was so well done. I didn't think I would ever see a movie kind of like portrayed like that kind of video game scenario scene in a movie.
Yeah,
it was so well done for the beginning. When they like start to pan up slowly, and then you just like eventually get to the
they continue a shot of him going room to room to room, just clearing them out.
It was a nice one shot. I thought they were gonna like do it for maybe like 10 seconds and like just quickly go to something else. It was at least a good 1 minute.
It was a long shot. Yeah, it was really good. Awesome. Really well done.
It was really well done, and like the action in this movie, more so than I think any other entries in the series. This one, and it literally seemed like they just said, you know what, this is going to be the last John Wick movie. We are going to put everything that we can into this movie action wise, and I mean it just didn't fucking stop. I was just like, I mean like the Osaka whole fight scene. So like somebody was saying, I read this. They were saying like, if you're looking for a deep story, John Wick 4 is not the movie for you.
But John Wick 1 is.
John
you
Wick
already
1
had
is probably
1 and 2 to sort of fill you in on
the story. This one is literally all gas, very little break. And I mean, he went from the Osaka club to did he go to Paris next?
Berlin.
Yeah, Berlin. And then went to Paris. I mean,
Paris.
And you know, this is almost a 3-hour movie, but the fact that they just kept going nonstop. Well, no, is it 3 hour? Yeah, almost 3 hours.
It was 240 or something.
Yeah, 240. Yeah. So yeah, the fact that they just kept going from scene to location, and just kept you on. And kept going on with the action. It was just amazing. This is like I said, I rarely am vocal like during the movie, like, oh shit. Now I wasn't like, oh shit, like goddamn. You know, I was just like, oh shit,
shit.
I was just like, damn, like I was just flabbergasted by the content. And you know, And what kind of irritated me about this movie, I'll tell you guys really quick. This is outside of John Wick. People had their kids at this movie, like 7-year-old, 8-year-old kids at this movie, and I'm just like, this is a movie that's literally nothing but blood, guts, and gore. Like, I mean, you're getting people getting their hands stabbed, ripping their hands through blades. Yeah, people
it's
getting
fun for the whole family. Though.
Yeah, it's fun for the whole family.
What are they gonna do? See Shazam?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Zachary Levi.
That's a low blow. Don't hit the man while he's already down. 20 million. But no, this is one of those films. I was just like, every single scene was nothing like the action wasn't stale whatsoever. It
was set piece to set piece to set piece.
And it made sense for the world. Like, if you put this into another movie, like it probably would be very shittily done, and people would be like, this just sucks. Like, the story was cohesive enough that it made sense. Like, him going to Berlin and getting reintroduced, getting a new family, pretty much. Like, that's something that's so easily glossed over. It really doesn't mean much, but it set the set piece for him having this giant battle with the most agile fat man I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was awesome. I call him the Russian Penguin or something like that.
Yeah, he's pretty much he should be. I wouldn't be surprised if someone said that was Colin Farrell underneath there. I know.
Yeah, when I looked at him, I'm like, what actor is this?
Did a high kick
to a ton of prosthetics.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he
did a high kick to John Wick's face. Like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, but no, that was the sets. The set designs were really cool too. That club was.
I want to go there.
Well designed.
Yeah,
it's a ridiculous club. It shouldn't exist. It's so like the use of spaces doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, it's so intricate. It's like
it's a video game level.
It's literally
a video game.
It's not.
Doesn't make sense.
It reminded me a little bit of
The Matrix.
What's the one with Tom Cruise where he's a hitman? Collateral.
Oh yeah, Collateral.
Remember the nightclub scene? It reminded me a little bit of that.
Yeah,
obviously with much more hand-to-hand combat.
It reminded me more of the Matrix.
The guy in the fat suit was Scott Adkins. I've seen it before. Yeah, he's insanely ripped. I did see him in Undisputed. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the movies he's been in. He's definitely in insane shape. So that's why even in a fat suit, I mean, he's doing these high kicks and literally like
so agile.
Yeah, agile as hell. But I think that's really cool. Like, they included somebody like that because, I mean, in this assassin world, like, you have like the sumo wrestlers, these big, slow, fat people. They had, like, in John Wick 3, I believe, they had that one fat Asian guy who he shot through the head, on the top of the head, when they put the bounty on him. Or maybe it was in John Wick 2, I remember. It was the same movie where he did the pencil. I think it was in John Wick 3.
2?
I think it was
maybe
3.
2?
I can't remember.
But in either case, like, they always have these insanely fat people that are just slow. But you had this one guy who's insanely fat, big as hell, sweating, just sitting down, but literally went full kung fu mode, like he's in the fucking Matrix and shit. Like, it was awesome.
Crazy stamina. I think he was huffing something.
Crazy
stamina.
Yeah,
he was taking the beating too.
The breathalyzer or whatever that he was using, it actually gives you adrenaline. It's adrenaline when you're consuming.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming that's what helped him. But yeah, it's cool that they made a character that's memorable, like out of the villains.
Yes, yeah.
Like that's a very memorable.
I kind of wish he didn't die. Yeah. I kind of wanted to see more.
I mean, that was a cool way. Did you see him at the end after he knocked out his teeth? He literally had his like head cracked open.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, he had his neck like kind of like crushed.
I really didn't see it.
His eyes were like wide open.
No, but if you see it, there's like you can see a visible gash where his head literally cracked open.
Oh, I missed that too.
Yeah, I missed that. So another big person in this movie, which did an amazing job. I mean, we already knew that he was going to be phenomenal. Was Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah,
Donnie Yen. Hitman.
Hitman.
Did you see the little Hitman movie?
Yeah, he did that. I was like, everybody went crazy in the theater when he did that. Like, everybody started like, yo, what the fuck? Like, that was a cool ass movie.
Some Wing Chun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like, everybody, who knows it, man? It was just like, okay, we obviously see the reference. But yeah, Donnie Yen did a phenomenal job. I really like this role for Donnie Yen because he actually had some acting, and I think he did a really great job. showcasing, even though he was blind.
Is he typecast as playing the blind martial artist?
At this point, yeah.
Kind of.
because he
He said he didn't want to be.
I mean, at this point, but Ip Man, he wasn't blind.
Yeah, he wasn't
no,
blind.
but in Rogue One,
Rogue
he
One.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody.
Oh, that's
of
true.
course,
I
yes.
am the Force. The Force
Yeah.
This is with
with
me.
me.
Yeah.
But Donnie,
I just
he said he didn't want to be the stereotypical Asian guy who's just, you know, like cool antagonist and blah blah, like, you know, just like the silent Asian person that can just do, you know, a lot of martial arts and just stays quiet, like, because Ip Man, you know, Ip Man, he's pretty quiet and during that whole series he doesn't really talk a lot, but this one he talked a lot. You could see kind of that you could tell, obviously, I mean, kind of directly, that he really didn't want to fight. He was not, like, he just wasn't taking lives. Like, you know, John Wick, you know, if he comes after you, he's pretty much killing you. But like at the very beginning, I don't know if anybody else notices, like, he didn't kill those guys in the
first scene,
in the kitchen. Yeah, in the kitchen, he didn't kill anybody. He just knocked them all out.
He was just knocking them out.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, is he like John Wick, but the opposite? I mean, he didn't start killing until like halfway through the film, but I was like, damn, like, he's pretty awesome. And like, I just loved his character. It was like literally, hey, I don't want to fight, but, you know, I'm a top assassin, like, please don't make me do this, and if I have to, I will, but don't make me do it. And he would still have to do it.
Well, he didn't want to fight his friends. He didn't want to fight. So
but he didn't want to kill his friends' people. When he was at the Osaka club, I don't think he killed any of the guys. I don't remember he killed anybody there except for what was the main guy's name?
He killed the Paris guy, the final boss. His guys.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about, like,
but obviously, when possible, he tried not to.
He tried not to kill anybody.
Yeah,
that was dope, and I think it was so unique at how they, like, even though like in like Rogue One, he didn't kill anybody in Rogue One, or I mean, he couldn't see anybody in Rogue One, and he was just, you know, knocking people out. The way that they actually went about, like, doing the fight scene of using the doorbells and everything else.
Yes.
Like, yo,
that was awesome.
That was so good.
That was so, I was like, well, I thought those were like little like
bombs or
mines.
something.
Yeah, I thought they were like bombs. And then like he used them to literally tell people where they're at. I was like, yo, that's fucking awesome. You just can't get any, like, John Wick has set the standard for fight scenes, like gunplay. Like I kind of got like Equilibrium vibes at certain points. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Gunkata.
Gunkata. Yeah,
baby.
but before this, action-wise, I think my top one was The Raid 2 before John Wick 4.
Yeah.
And now it has to be John Wick 4. It's freaking insane. Did anyone else think of Zatoichi when they had Donnie Yen as a blind sort of swordsman?
Zatoichi, but that was Beat Takashi, right?
Yeah, Beat Takashi. Well, a bunch of people have played Zatoichi.
Yeah. Most recently is Beat Takashi.
Yeah, the most recent I can think is Beat Takashi.
Yeah, that's why I say that I thought he was typecast as the blind Asian martial artist. But like I said, I liked his take on that character. It wasn't the typical,
like a smartass. Yeah,
he was a smartass. He had personality. He had something to fight for. He had something to like hold back from. You know, I love his, like, you know, when bottom of the stairs. Like, I love that conversation. There's a lot of things. He brought a lot to the table. All these characters that end up in that final scene that just are.
Nobody was cool too.
Yeah, like I love how all the. Oh, sorry, what did you say?
No, what?
You said all people are cold or cool too. Green Tuner. What you say?
Oh, me? No, nobody.
Nobody was cool.
Nobody was cool too.
Cool.
Oh, Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody.
Yeah, Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mr. Nobody.
The guy with the dog.
Oh, Mr. Nobody was cool.
I think said nobody was cool. I was like,
Oh no.
Yeah,
Mr. Nobody was.
Yeah,
I know.
He was
That's
cool.
the name.
Is Mr. Nobody.
He didn't have a name.
Yeah,
his name was Nobody.
Yeah,
no, but I was surprised by, again, spoilers, but how many characters end up still alive towards that end of the scene. Just shows you how top tier all of these assassins, these final group of assassins that have been going back and forth, like they cannot like kill each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get to that last point where they're just like, it comes down to this duel, and it's just like them just sitting and watching or just doing it. I loved how that duel played out. I just love let me ask you this: did you guys forget he didn't fire?
Nah, I figured that's what he
No,
did.
I figured out right away. I'm like, oh, that was only one gunshot.
Yeah, I was like,
Because I was paying attention to like he didn't fire, like so.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what the rules of that were, but I like that it's believable that the
The
who's
French
he?
guy.
Yeah, what is his name?
I forgot his name.
Scar-
Marquis.
Marquise.
The Marquis, yeah.
The Marquis, his arrogance came through. Like he wanted to kill shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he basically tagged himself in.
Tagged
so
himself
technically,
in.
he was the contestant at that point since he tagged in.
Almost, I was waiting for like John Wick to like tell Donnie Yen like he's like, did I fire too low? Like I mean, like how they planned it to that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it. I guess goes without saying that it's such a beautiful.
Now, do you think they planned it, or he just decided? Okay,
I'm sure. I'm sure
they
came right down to the end, but I'm sure they were counting on that happening.
Yeah, I feel like they planned it. It was things that didn't have to be said. These people, I think, it seemed like John Wick. Yeah,
they don't miss
like that. Yeah, John Wick. I mean, he has his eyesight. He was beaten up, but he's not gonna miss. And on top of that,
he nailed him a headshot right at the end.
Yeah,
on the ground.
Yeah,
but not
but they were close.
But they were friends.
That's
but
true.
at the end of the day, him and Kane were friends. They always and Kane had made like Kane literally saved him. Like at the very end with that going up the stairs to the cathedral. If it wasn't for Kane saving John, he would have died.
But I figure because this is the final thing. If John Wick actually does pulls this off, he could be free. So hey, let me help out my boy who I'm trying to kill, see if he can actually pull it off. Thing.
Well, I think Kane, like what Kane said earlier, like Kane wanted this to be honorable. Like he didn't want to, the whole thing with the Marquis actually, like setting up, sending Hitchman after John to purposely not allow him to get to the cathedral by sunrise. Kane, he was obviously against that from the jump. So the fact that it seemed pretty plausible to me. I kind of already knew what was going to happen when they're doing the shots.
But that long fall down scene on the stairs,
totally
unexpected.
I didn't know how he was going to get up. I really thought Mr. Nobody was going to come up with a motorcycle.
He's not going to make it. Yeah.
I thought Mr. Nobody was going to come up with a motorcycle behind him, put him in the back, and then they were going to like John Wick's going to be like riding bitch on the motorcycle, shooting people as they're going up or something like that. Like, you saved my dog, I'm going to save you.
Yeah, I thought something like that was going to happen, but he just kept falling and falling.
He kept getting his ass whooping, getting knocked down. I mean, that fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, until the very end, John Wick 4 did not let up. Like the action, like going from the Hotline Miami scene to then going to the stairs, I was like, fucking hell! Like this guy has gotten he got hit by 5 cars, probably got shot at least 60 times, and that clothing that he wears isn't actually, it doesn't absorb the impact, so he's feeling all those bullets. No. So it's like he's getting shot.
Remember when he removed it for the duel, you could hear all the
cases you can hear
start falling.
I was like, that's pretty cool. And like this man literally has gotten shot 60 times, probably like in the body. He's gotten hit by cars, falling downstairs, and all this other shit. And he's still, he's still going. And it's like, man, it just like John Wick just didn't let up, but it didn't let up in a good way. I feel like the breathing room that we did have was short enough to give us. Okay, level set. Let's restart again.
Reset.
Reset. And now we're about to go back into hell again, and that was just fucking awesome. So yeah, John Wick, it just did a phenomenal job. John Wick is literally
amazing. Again, I haven't seen they're able to use the environment so well. Like I said, that scene in Paris,
the car scene, the drifting.
I forgot what is it called, the Arc de Triomphe or whatever. Place, whatever.
Yeah.
Just the way that they use the environment, like the cars, the motorcycles, everything as like shields and all these crazy things was insane. It was like so well executed.
Even the dog got hit and got right back up.
Yeah, no, the dog, how the dog was jumping from like car top to car top to car top to car top. And I also like the sort of like the difference that they made where John Wick is sort of like this relentless, like basically like wrecking ball that just goes into places, and he's not really like smooth. He just kind of basically stumbles his way as he's killing everybody.
Yeah.
And then they have Donnie Yen, which is a little more sophisticated when it comes to, killing people, what was really cool.
Yeah. I don't think I can kind of tell with this movie though. And I was talking to some people about this. At the end of the day, Keanu Reeves is what 50. He's almost 60 years old at this point.
Yeah.
So he's definitely.
Ow.
He's definitely, you're starting to see him slow down a little bit.
Yes.
He's not as young as he used to be, obviously, like he was in the Matrix.
Even John Wick 1.
John Wick 1, yeah, he's not as.
Yeah, John Wick 1, you're right, there's some marked difference in how he moves. And how he everything.
Yeah, and there were certain parts of the action I was like, yeah, that's not believable that he could keep up for this long and actually kill these people, because his body movement, you could tell like he's starting to get up there in age, and maybe all this training and all this fighting is not
it's helping him.
It's helping him probably stay active, but I mean he's a rough 58. I kind of look like he's a mid.
He did half of those nunchuck scenes too, because I did like see a little behind the scenes on YouTube.
What do you mean he's a rough 58? Like, I mean, think 58. This peak.
Well, this is okay. Think
of like
John
Wick the character, or John Wick the
Keanu
Reeves. Yeah, let's look at compare him to Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen's movement versus
faster.
Obviously.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Like Donnie Yen he's 59. Donnie Yen's 59. He's older than Keanu Reeves, but you could have said, "Oh yeah, this is 40-year-old." Donnie Yen. Like that's what I'm saying. Keanu Reeves he's a rough 58. Like he's still more active than me for sure. Like he's doing more shit than I can do. But he's like on the John Wick series, he's getting. You can kind of see that age is getting to him a little bit. So,
but they kind of built it into the story too, where he's basically just been accumulating a bunch of injuries.
Yeah.
So it kind of explains why he moves so rough through the movie.
Yeah, I mean he's been enemy number 1 for months now. So
this man has been thrown off every building, every staircase. Like there's, I mean, no, you gotta throw that out the window.
Hit by cars.
Yeah,
he literally got hung.
Halfway through John Wick 1. This man should be like, I threw away that reality a long time ago.
You're right.
Yeah. The Berlin nightclub scene, he was literally tossed from like a second story building or whatever into like a concrete slab with water in it, remember? And he was still able to like get up and still fight.
In John Wick 3, he was shot off the top of a building and landed on the
This happened in this one, remember? He jumped out of the window
and
crashed into that car.
Yeah, and he just like literally walked out like T-1000 like his
like we can rebuild him. Like this man got his ass whooped for sure.
Yeah. Well, the way that I explained to my wife is when you watch this, you basically have to think you're watching a superhero film. Because you can't apply like logic to him being able to survive all these things.
It's like Fast and Furious. As the sequels get more sequels come out, it gets more intense and less believable.
How much did you guys love the Justice? John Wick mix of Justice.
My goodness, when they start playing, I'm like, is that Justice?
I was like, is this reality? Like, did they make this movie for me and the Ed Underground and Green Tuner Groupcast? Like,
the only thing that I'm sure they could have made because it was too expensive to license. The only thing they needed was basically Daft Punk. If they got Daft Punk, it would have completed.
I could not believe they were playing Justice.
Justice was insane. Yeah,
so good, and it's that mix. They did a great job with that. The soundtrack was banger. But
the soundtrack. The funny thing is, a good soundtrack in a. Someone told me this before. A good soundtrack in a movie is something that you actually never hear. So like when you're watching a movie, you don't actually pay attention to the soundtrack because the soundtrack will be so.
You mean soundtrack or score?
The score. Well, I'm just saying the score. But in general,
I wanted to Shazam it. I wanted to Shazam it in a movie theater, but I was hoping to like say in the credits what the song was, but I missed it.
You know what Justice is.
You don't know what Justice?
I know what Justice is, but no, there are other songs in the
movie.
You can YouTube them. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, I literally stayed like so. I mean, I don't know if you guys stayed for the stinger, but I stayed for the stinger. But you get to the at the end of the credits they list all the
It
songs. So
says,
I was
Yeah.
I was like looking for. I was like, it sounded different. They said, yeah, Justice, John Wick's mix, John Wick mix.
Yeah.
Justice, like
Yeah.
Genesis is in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but no, there's
good.
it was like, yeah, like the score of a film, you can't, you would just get in, it will just draw you into the movie more. It is
Part of
a
the movie,
vehicle, yeah, it's a vehicle to get you more in tune to
the scene or
scene
the
or whatever's happening. So like, I'm honestly, I can't remember any music from the film. I just remember like the action was so good, and with the music and everything else,
with
it
the
just,
music and especially in the theater with those like giant speakers,
oh yeah,
and you
Oh,
get
yeah.
like that super like low bass with the techno and like the crunchy sound that it has and everything.
yeah.
yeah.
And you see John Wick, like firing off incendiary rounds and
Now-
burning people. I'm like, jeez.
No, I fucked up here. I did fuck up here when I went to see John Wick 4. I made a huge mistake. I did not
Okay.
see this in IMAX. I should have.
Ooh.
I didn't
Ooh,
watch
I
it in
did.
Big
IMAX either.
fans.
I
I
did
probably
not.
should
I
have.
did not see it in IMAX, and I
Yeah.
should have.
Big
I really
fans.
still regret it.
I had to.
I
Good,
did.
Good. I wish I did. And then I also went into this movie deprived of sleep. So towards the Paris sequence, there was
No.
during the vehicle sequences in Paris, I think I dozed off quite a bit.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I remember parts of it, but by the time we got to I woke up as the warehouse sequence was starting, and I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck is happening? You're like, this is
Yeah.
like, I mean, I literally went from 0 to 60, like
How could you
All
fall
right,
asleep
all right.
though?
So can we be honest?
deprived of sleep is the key word there that you don't
Yeah,
understand.
no,
This would have gave me strength.
Can
Yeah.
we be honest? Like, I kind of want to kick Darkseid off the podcast at this moment.
I
All right,
second
I'm out of
this.
here.
Yeah, let's do some blurries.
You know what? I was
for
getting
hell,
out of here.
yeah,
anyways,
no,
so.
no, do some blurries, Darkseid, so you can get the hell out of here.
You know
Because
what?
If you,
I don't
if
have
you fell
to take
asleep,
this.
if you
know
fell
what?
asleep,
Yeah.
fuck you. Okay.
Okay.
You've
Fuck you
been
guys. All right, hold on.
excommunicado.
Yeah.
No.
Excommunicado.
How about you excommunicado
Ex
my
wait, hold
balls?
on.
How
He's
about
what?
that?
Okay.
And he's what? Ed?
Excommunicado? I forgot how it goes.
Excommunicano.
Yeah,
Or something like
You
that.
hear that,
need to be
Darkseid? You're
excommunicano.
Yeah, I'm
Excommunicated?
Yeah. All right. But I do have to leave. So thank you for reminding me. I do have to prematurely exit the podcast. So
Nice.
That's
I
his excuse
appreciate
for that.
I appreciate the exit here, Grimcast. No, I will give my blurry here quick. I'd say, I don't know. I was really thinking about it. I really wish I watched the John Wick movies to begin. I had them queued up and I just never had the time. But
Big fan.
yeah, I loved it, obviously. So I can't say it's perfect to me. Though I can say it's perfect.
What's the point of having tents if you don't use them?
Exactly.
my way
10
of thinking
out of
things.
10. 10 out of 10
Yeah.
blurries. See you later.
I love it.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for
I
the name there.
Love
Wow.
it.
All right, so he had to, unfortunately, Darkseid had to go, so I'm going to go. I'm just going to mute his.
He had to go.
Yeah.
He's been
He
He
excommunicado.
has to see a man about a horse.
Yeah. Hey,
Mhm.
talking about, I was
Mhm.
like, I was gonna make a joke. You guys see that movie that's coming out with the Glory Hole, movie where there's a god at a rest stop.
I've watched that movie. It's already out.
Is it already
It's an
out?
amazing movie.
What?
I loved
I
it.
didn't know
Yeah.
it was already out. Oh my god, I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
watch it tonight. Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
it's called Glorious.
Glorious. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you said you
Basically, like a Lovecraftian god is inside of a bathroom stall, and the only way that he can communicate with a guy that's stuck, that basically has been trapped in there, is through a glory hole.
yeah.
It sounds dumb, but it, at least to me, it was so good.
Was this
It
like
looked-
Netflix?
No, it's
No.
on well, I watched it on Shutter. So
yeah.
Oh, it's
It
a
look-
horror movie?
Pseudo horror, right?
pseudo horror, it's cosmic horror,
Yeah.
basically.
So that looks really good. I really want to check that out. So I didn't know it was already out. I thought it was not coming out for like a couple
Yeah.
more months. Yeah, I need to check
Oh
that
no,
out.
it's out.
So I was going to say, like, Darkseid is probably going to go see has to go see a cosmic god in a restroom and talk through a glory hole.
He's gonna go suck a cosmic dicks.
Yeah, cosmic dick.
Aw.
It's like I gotta please this cosmic dick for sure. No, I'm like, but going back to John Wick, like,
John Wick, yeah.
yeah, this fucking series, like, so the big spoiler at the end, spoiler for
Oh,
anybody.
but before I get to the spoiler,
Yeah. Say
Lance Riddick.
Reddick.
Reddick. Lance Reddick.
Reddick.
Lance Reddick.
Mhm.
When he, as his character,
Oh yeah, when
kind of,
that scene happens
yeah,
when he
that was
dies,
like,
I'm like, ooh, I felt
Everybody
kind
whoa.
of
got quiet.
weird watching that.
Yeah, everybody got
Yeah.
kind of quiet in the theater.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, but you could tell like people were just like, that sucks. Like
Yeah, it's
his
rough.
character was gonna die before he actually passed away. So
Yeah,
but
obviously it's something that was, they weren't expecting. You know what
well,
I mean?
yeah, but
That's another thing. They weren't expecting that, in
of
real life to
course,
happen.
yeah,
At the same
So
time,
that's what I'm
like,
saying. In real life, they weren't expecting
yeah,
it
the
was a nice send
movie
off.
makers weren't expecting.
But it was kind of a nice send off when
it was a
the
eerie send
yeah, the
off.
manager was like, he's a
Yeah.
friend and this, that, and the other. It did seem like I kind of wondered. I'm like, did that
There
post
was not
credit?
enough
But
time.
yeah, there's
There
not
was
enough
not
time.
enough time. It was
So
like
like
3 days before the
That's
premiere.
so I think that's the beauty.
Did you
of
guys
it.
watch the movie all the way to the end
Yes,
after the
Yeah,
credits and everything?
yes.
yeah.
That's why I'm guessing they just had to tack it on at the very end of the movie because there was no other way to do it. Where in loving memory of Lance Reddick,
I didn't
there
even
was no
see
other way
that.
to basically add more of
They
a
couldn't add
goodbye to
anything.
him.
It was
Yeah.
3 days
Uh,
before the premiere.
yeah,
It's
so I'm
like,
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, but it seemed like it was like almost poetic how
yeah,
Yes.
even though he had passed away, they still were able to, like you say, he's a friend and everything else. Like it is crazy because John has in the movie John had every reason to kill the owner of the Continental, right? What's his name?
He should have killed. That's such
uh,
an annoying character.
Winston. Winston.
Um,
Winston.
He should have
Winston.
he
Yeah.
had every reason to kill Winston, but he chose not to. So I was like, the fact that they went to the grave and he was all chill, and then he was like, he's a friend. They talked about the whole headstone thing. I was like, it just seems poetic how they did that. And yeah, granted, they could not change. They didn't have enough time to actually update the movie and add scenes to it, but it was poetic in of itself how they did it. I was like, that's nice. I really did like
Yeah.
that. But no, the big spoiler at the end. Well, one of the spoilers at the end. John Wick in the end of the movie, John Wick dies.
Does
Finally
he?
dies.
Well, the thing
Yes.
Does
is,
he
yes,
die?
he does. But the
Yeah.
thing is that what I'm kind of curious. So now
I
they're
don't
doing
know.
They're doing two spinoff series or two spinoff movies so far, based off this. Well, they have a series coming out, which is the Continental, and they say they are working on a spinoff movie for sure for John Wick. The thing is with John Wick dying, we don't actually know when he died. So like he slumps over, right? He
Oh,
slumps
Yeah.
over, and but then we see the next scene where they're at his gravestone. Does that actually mean that he died right then, or do that he could have not died and been alive still, and then he dies later on for some other reason?
they can pull
So
off a Star Wars, like in the gaps in between two movies. This is happening. Rogue One's happening. So in this case,
Could be. I don't. I mean, who knows? They could. I mean, people they can alter it however they
they
want.
can alter,
It's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he could
Um.
be dead. I think like he could have died 6 months later, and
It could have
possibly
because we've seen him survive far worse.
yeah, we seen him survive.
with his bulletproof suit on, though. In this
No, he
case,
didn't have it at the duel. They made
yeah,
him take it off. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. At the duel, he didn't have it.
Oh.
It was just a straight on, bullet
Yeah, but
shot.
we're talking
So
about a guy that's fell off buildings that
Buildings and
clearly would have
cars.
caused like
yeah,
massive hemorrhage. Yeah.
Yeah.
you can.
So we have Darkseid from the ether messaging us. He believes,
AKA FUN.
yeah, FUA now. For our video, or for our audio listeners, he has a picture of FU Ed, which means the Ed Underground. He said he believes that John Wick is not dead, and I think a lot of people want to think that because the series left off, which is rare. The series left off on such a high note.
Yeah.
Especially a 4-part quadrilogy. You usually
Yeah.
don't get that type of satisfaction.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, I just want to throw in my 2 cents on that end. I don't think he's dead. I think that he's dead to the world. Like
Yes.
he wants a peaceful life, and I think that that's his exit out of all of this. You know what I mean? To have that what he's earned, so that otherwise people are going to keep coming for him. The table's going to keep coming for him. So I think that I don't think he's dead because I think they would have played up the death a little bit more. I don't think they did. He just, like you said, slumped over, and it's kind of it felt like Dark Knight Returns, the comic book, where
Yep.
he's not really dead. Just he's just that's his way
Dead
out.
to the
Yeah, it's the
world.
layout. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's a fair point.
Well, I
anyway,
was actually thinking the same thing.
anyways, F you, Ed. I'm out. See you later.
I rule like high rule. But no, I was actually thinking the same thing. I don't think he's dead. I think he's just dead to
uh,
the
I
content
kind of like he probably
the
isn't,
table.
but I kind of wish they'd keep him dead just because it's a nice way to close out the John Wick franchise. It's a perfect way to close out the John Wick franchise.
Or at least
Like basically
John
everything he
Wick.
destroyed, he kind of put back together and then passed away.
Yeah,
But I think he's alive.
I think this is a good story for John Wick. Like,
Mhm.
obviously they're gonna expand the lore in the other movies in the series. They're gonna expand the lore of all these other assassins and so forth. That's why I think we saw Mr. Nobody. We saw the mid or end
The
credit scene.
daughter,
The
Akira.
daughter Akira.
Yeah.
Yeah, Akira comes and attacks Kane. We don't know if she actually kills him or not. We just see her put on a box cutter and is walking towards him.
Approaches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
walks towards him as he's going to his daughter. Knowing 9 times 10, he's probably gonna get killed. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds for John Wick series. But yeah, we see that the universe is pretty much. Hopefully, I hope that the John Wick storyline is done, and now we can maybe go into other
assassins.
Yeah, because I would be cool to see what happens with Akira. I want to see what happens with, does she rebuild the the Osaka Continental again? Because remember, it was desecrated.
Yeah.
So and excommunicado. So can she go on her redemption journey to get the Continental back up? Winston got his Continental rebuilt, or is going to get rebuilt. Or the New York Continental is going to be rebuilt. I like to see that. I like to see Lawrence Fishburne's character. What happens with his character now with New York?
That's what I find the most interesting. They should delve more into like the spies, the what's called for Fishburne.
Bowery
I forgot
King.
what that group is called.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Well, he's the Bowery King.
He reminds me of the Rat King from Turtles.
The Red King?
Yeah, from Turtles.
Sure.
No,
Well,
but what I'm saying, basically, it's a spy network. What they have,
Yeah.
and I wish they could delve more into that faction.
They might
because we
now.
already seen the assassin faction. Because that would be a cool way to see how they move and how they're connected and everything. Just quickly before we move away from Akira, how cool was that? How she killed the one guy where it was basically like what's like exactly where she was
stabbing
scaling him.
scene.
Like what's that game where you had to like kill the giants where you're like on a horse?
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus.
She's like, yeah, that's what it reminded me. She's like fucking stabbing him and climbing him at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, that is so cool.
That was a pretty brutal kill for sure.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Like, they kept doing innovative kills during this entire movie, which was awesome. Like this, we didn't see a lot of kills where I was just like, oh, we've seen that before, not a big deal. Even with the dog, I was like, oh, are we gonna see another dog again from John Wick 3 or whatever? Or John Wick 2, whatever movie it was. And I was like, oh,
Halle Berry.
Yeah, Halle Berry. And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not gonna lie, I thought Mr. Nobody was gonna be like, yeah, you got my sister killed from trying to help you or something like that. He's actually like Halle Berry's brother.
That crossed my mind because it was the same breed of dog too, wasn't it?
Malinois? Sure. No, I think the other ones were German Shepherds, right?
I think the other ones were German Shepherds, but I wasn't sure. But no, it was, like I said, it kept everything fresh, and like this series did such a great job with keeping the kills fresh. And I can't wait until there's a YouTube channel that I watch called Dead Meat, and they usually do horror films where they do kill counts, and I can't wait. Dead Meat.
Okay.
Dead as in deceased and meat as in animal meat. I thought like they usually do the whole series really built around kill counts, normally through horror movies. But I want to see somebody do a kill count for John Wick 4 to see how many people died. So I feel like everybody and their mama, the only people that are, which I was surprised were immune to getting killed, are bystanders, like in the club scene.
Yeah.
And for some reason, everybody else is getting killed in the series, but the innocent bystanders, which I kind of liked.
Yeah,
It's not
like
at
the
the
stupid
club.
nightclub scene. Like people are getting like killed with hatchets and like
I
stabbed and
thought it
everything.
was
Everyone's
funny.
dancing,
I thought it
but then
was
for some
funny.
reason, when the one guy gets his head cracked open, then everyone runs out of the club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's like,
because
oh
that's
Yeah.
shit.
new. That was new.
But I'm like, no, no,
Yeah.
literally. But you see, like they're literally fighting in a club, and like she literally like shooting the guy in the back of the leg and all this other shit. And
Yeah.
then nobody, everybody's still dancing, and then it's not until like they get into a fisticuffs, then everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh, what the hell's going on? And then
Yeah.
somebody gets knocked off like a second floor balcony onto the concrete in the middle of this dance floor area.
Still
And
dancing.
everybody's like, yeah, that's natural. That's cool. Like, yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, I kind of like that. Like the civilians didn't get involved in this, which
Very close to another favorite dancing fight, Blade.
yeah, yeah. But
Yes.
I'm
but Blade,
torn. I don't know which one I like.
yeah, but Blade, people were actually like like flipping out when Blade come. It's on the first movie, right?
Yeah.
When he comes
Yeah,
in,
where they turn on the blood shower and then he's in there just fucking slicing people up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the music, the pa 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
No, this. I mean, I think Blade has the best like club. Well, no, actually, I think John Wick 2 or 3, the one where he fights Common.
Common.
Yeah, and he's in that club in that club scene.
I didn't enjoy Common that much, to be honest.
He was all right.
I liked him. I liked him. I was hoping that we get to see him again, but he just kind of just disappeared.
You know what? I'm kind of glad he wasn't. Him and Holly Berry. I think it would have been too bloated.
I prefer Halle Berry's character over Common. Common seemed a little too boring to me.
He was like
compared to the other ones.
He was a John Wick clone. He was
John Wick. Yeah, exactly. John Wick
clone. He's a black John Wick, and I think they nailed. The one thing I did like that they did better in this one is that like Kane and the other Japanese guy.
They
like
Scorpion.
Scorpion. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I forgot his name.
Shazam, I think it's like Shazam or something.
Shazam.
Yeah, we don't do that. No, Hiroyuki Sanada. Yeah, Hiroyuki Sanada.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, he like they were like master assassins in their own right? So like I felt like Common was just another John Wick, but black. But these other two were like their own assassins in their own right. So it didn't feel like, even though they had the same like repertoire or the same mystique as John Wick, they weren't John Wick. So it gave some they
had their own flair,
their own distinguishing characteristics about
flavor.
Each one. So I really loved it. I really loved it.
Yeah, well, like what's the name? Scorpion, I forgot his name. He was more of like the
Sanada.
Hiroyuki, yeah, he was more of the stereotypical like Japanese honorable, quiet one.
Yeah.
And then at least with Donnie Yen, he was like more outspoken, kind of didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact that his finishing move was more of like a matador, when you do like the killing blow to a bull, where you actually do a stabbing instead of a slicing motion, as compared as to like, what you would normally see with a katana wielding guy, where it's more of a slicing thing. He would literally just like stab you 3 or 4 times quickly and just finish you off.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that between these two actors, like it literally kind of emboldened their culture. So Hiroyuki Sanada, he's Japanese, Donnie Yen is Chinese. So the
Chinese,
fact, so they had like there's their different flair of you have the karate, like martial arts on the Donnie Yen side, while you have more of the swordplay, like samurai version with Hiroyuki Sanada. So I like that it wasn't just a typical, oh man, it's just Asian people fighting and hi-ya. It was a difference. It really, like I said, it gave distinction between the two cultures of how they fight, and I thought that was just great. I think that did a great service for the different fighting styles that you could possibly see. Like I would love to see like an African fighting style with John Wick, right? Like a black assassin who has a totally different fighting style, who's still at the level of John Wick. Like every country has their own type of way of doing things. Like you could have
What's that dancing
Like,
fighting style?
unfortunately, no,
Capoeira.
I know, but unfortunately, like at least here in the US, there's very little education in regards to like African cultures and how separate they are and everything.
Hmm.
Like, where if they introduce an actual African like sword fighting style, I would not be able to recognize it. Like, uh, like is I'm pretty sure there is, but like, what would it entail when it came
I don't
to?
know.
Because yeah,
That's the point though. That's like we as the audience don't need to know, but they could do a quick
yeah,
little exposition about it, and then boom, we know about it. And if it's cool and it makes sense, then it's just cool and makes sense. It's just another um suite of techniques that we can see and be like, oh shit, this is actually really dope. That's what I'm saying. Like the John Wick, they did a really good job of kind of having that distinction of, to both Donnie Yen's style being a martial artist and then showing the Japanese, like I said, samurai style and more of the ninja tactics of being assassins. So
yeah.
like the
The
Japanese with archery and so forth, like that was pretty
the
cool.
the samurai special ops outfits.
Oh,
Oh,
pretty
that
dope.
was
My
cool.
goodness.
That was pretty awesome.
I had such a raging boner when I saw those masks. I wasn't expecting that. That was so video game stylized.
Yeah,
I was like, what? I'm like, these are special ops samurais. I'm like, that's insane.
it really
Yeah.
was. And the funny thing is, it was done in such a way that it wasn't cheesy. It was
No, it
done
wasn't.
and
Yeah.
like they had like a Tengu demon type face, and it's like
Yes.
this makes sense. This is culturally appropriate. Like this is not like they didn't just come in with the generic face shield mask and so forth like they did in John Wick 3. John Wick 3, they just had the
Yes.
tactical armor, and
Yeah.
that's what I kind of thought was gonna happen. Hey, what's up, Game Face?
Hey, game face.
What's going on, man? But yeah, it was cool that the fact that they show those different types of tactical body armor to highlight, like I said, the culture. And yeah, I mean, I was, and like the one cool thing, like I mentioned it just briefly, was the archery. They had the like armor piercing
It made
arrows.
Oh, wow.
It
sense because
made
when they
so
were
much
grabbing the
sense.
arrows, I'm like, this is stupid. Why they don't grab guns?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then they showed you why they were using arrows instead of guns
Yeah, and
because it was the only thing that was gonna penetrate the armor of the
yeah,
Tengu guys.
yeah, and that was pretty awesome. Yeah, and also think about it. Probably guns are like in the United States having a gun is not a big deal, but
Hell
in
yeah,
these
baby.
in these Asian countries having a gun is a lot more. They're much stricter with gun laws. So you gotta think about it. Like, oh, I mean, granted they're walking around with swords too, but I mean, what's probably
Mhm.
going to be more traditional for them? Is the bow and arrow? Is going to be the
Mhm.
katana, stuff like that.
Speak for yourself. I walk around with my katana every day. I go to the local Walmart with
Yep.
my katana and
This is
back,
true.
in my Ronin outfit,
This is true. I've
just,
seen this.
just,
Wow,
just
wow.
looking for random matches with cashiers and stock boys.
Yep. I can see that 100%. I can see you guys just walking around walking around thinking you're ninjas and so forth. Remember we used to go back to those Comic Cons back in the day and buy swords.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
that fucking shitty home shopping network katana that breaks.
Yeah,
That's the
Oh,
one I
it
have on my
broke?
back.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, well, remember I bought that long
The
Ichigo.
8-foot katana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember I was trying to
remember
drive
that.
home with that shit. Like,
Yes.
I think we all took one car, and then we had
Yes,
like the
we
sword.
should. Your car.
Yeah, it was my car. Oh, yeah. I just
Yeah.
remember having the katana like sticking out from the front all the way to the back, and it was just like, yeah, we're just normal guys from
Yeah.
Chicago. Like, oh man, yeah,
It's like
I
a
do
katana.
remember your girlfriend at the time being very unimpressed by the fact that you arrived with an 8-foot katana. So,
yeah. That's why we're not together
Yeah.
anymore. That's why we're not together. She can kiss my ass because guess what? She's not around, but that katana still is. See, that's what I'm saying. That's a life lesson, fellas.
That's a life lesson. Yeah.
Fuck the females. Just get yourself a katana.
Mhm.
It will keep you warm
Mhm.
at night and so forth. Just
Mhm.
make sure that if it's not battle ready, you do whatever you want with
Mhm.
it. If it's battle
Well,
ready, be careful.
And also to keep things traditional, how like for stage actors, the women would be portrayed by men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also failed to mention that whenever I go out to the local Walmart in my traditional samurai outfit, I also have Ed with me as my concubine geisha
False.
that
Oh, wow.
follows me everywhere and is
False.
basically announcing my present and spreading
False.
rose petals in my path
False.
as I walk down the fresh produce aisle.
He's
So,
getting Ed confused with Dark Side. It is Dark Side is the one that likes to throw rose petals with a smile on his face as he skips from aisle to
no.
aisle.
It's Ed in full geisha makeup with the fan covering his mouth because
Oh.
only I may see his full face.
And
You know what I mean?
then he has like the white makeup on with the rosy cheeks. Yeah, and then he has a little dainty walk.
Yeah, all you hear is like the
You're describing
the
Dark
hardwood
Side.
sandals on the floor. Clack, 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 clack.
You're describing Dark Side very well.
Ed, I mean, it's fine. Ed. Like, you know, we support you no matter what. You know, no shame here. No shame here.
False.
Yeah, Gameface is right. So Gameface put in the chat, spreading butter on rolls with a katana. Like, when you have a katana, life is katana. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I used to walk around the house. This is when I was living with my parents. And actually, they still have my 8-foot sword in the house, which is
Nice.
The sword is, for anybody who wants to know, is mimicked off of Kurosaki Ichigo off of Bleach, his Bankai sword. So it's a black sword with the full broken chain at the end of it and everything else. Bankai. So yeah, I used to God, this is so embarrassing talking about it now. But yeah, I used to walk around my parents' house I had another katana, and I just walk around the house with the katana in my belt loop, and my parents were like, "Yo, you're never gonna get pussy this way." And I was just like,
"You showed them."
Yeah, I showed them. You know, it's funny. I left the katana, and my girlfriend left me at the time, but now when I left the katana at home, I'm married. That's so weird how that worked out. But yeah, I remember taking that katana and like going outside and cutting down like branches in front of our house. Goodness. I was outside with a katana cutting down branches. I'm like, God, I'm such a fucking nerd. Like,
that's you in that YouTube video I saw.
What YouTube
No, I'm
video?
kidding.
Oh, I was like, I don't know what you're talking
or
about.
am I kidding? I don't know.
I don't know.
Neighbors taking video of some guy cutting down.
Hey, it's fine with me. Like, if you want to take pictures of me, like, you know, I mean, the katana was like the same length of my penis, so
I said neighbor, not me. Not me.
You know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, like, damn, I'm thinking back to the katana days. Dude, we were so cool.
Yeah, we're pretty damn cool, I think.
Yeah,
still are.
But
not Dark Side though. But
Dark Side is awesome.
John Wick.
Yeah. So yeah, no, John Wick. No, what do you guys think about the future of John Wick? What is possibly going to happen in the John Wick series? Do you think that they're going to continue on with Akira's story, or what do you think? Or I mean, we already know we got the Continental, so that's it's kind of out there. But I think that's where we're going to see the Bowery King and everybody else. But who do you think the next movie of John Wick, which just said they're already working on the next movie for John Wick, who's going to be about?
I think
it's going to be about Akira, just because of the stinger or teaser or whatever at the end.
Right.
Yeah. I would honestly like to also see a movie based on the Tracker.
That's what happened.
Or Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. Yeah.
Because he seemed I don't know why, but it seems like he would be gravitating more towards Fishburne's what's it called, organization, because he fits so well into like the tracking and info and all that stuff instead of just the pure killing.
Are you saying that he looks homeless because he's black?
That too. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. Thank you for saying that.
No, you know what I mean. Yeah, he seems like he'd be good.
Please
he seems like he'd be good.
Explain. Please explain.
What's it called? Yeah, exactly. Let me explain this to you.
Vicious gonna get to a point like he's gonna just keep going down the rabbit hole. He's like, okay, fine, guys, I just hate black people. That's what you want to hear.
And then he sees Dark Side down there.
Homie.
Yeah.
I am trying to what's it called? I am trying to chop it up with you.
Yeah, listen here, you jive turkey.
You jive turkey.
Yeah, like man. Yeah, no, that would be cool. I mean, he does have the feel of the Bowery King. He would fit into New York. Because I think he was American, right? He was an American assassin.
It sounds they kept it extremely vague. You don't know where he's from, what his name is, anything about him.
Yeah,
Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, he does fit. You're 100% right. He does fit into that world of New York, being like a New York homeless person, but being part of the
Well,
bigger things.
espionage is basically
Espionage,
because
yeah.
that's what Lawrence Fishburne is. It's espionage. It's not
Espionage,
really
yeah.
like killing. It's just espionage.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think so. I think it's going to be 3 spinoffs. But talking about Mr. Nobody, I think there's going to be a twist involving that. I don't think he's homeless. I think he has some kind of money because if you saw in his book of
I don't think he's
sketches.
homeless.
Yeah,
He
I don't
was
think.
decked out in a
Yeah,
bunch of gear.
that's. I
Well, I
don't,
mean, yeah, but he had a homeless look
he's a
towards him.
nomad. He's a nomad, so
No,
he's
he's
not.
a
Nomad, yeah.
tracker.
Yeah,
He's
he's tracker.
supposed to look
Yeah.
inconspicuous.
But if you remember the booklet that he had, the sketches, there was his dog, and behind his dog was appeared to be a mansion, and the dog was worth what some millions of dollars.
Oh.
No, I don't think. I don't think it gave a. I don't think it ever gave a feel of him being homeless or anything like that.
Yeah, I
think,
never got that.
Yeah, I think what like Green Tuner was saying, it's more of him being. He has to be inconspicuous. He has to be able to blend in with people, and he's a nomad. He's not. When he tracks people, he's probably always on his feet. He's going from one place to the next place to find people. So, like for him finding John Wick, for some reason he was able to. It never really explained how he was able to track John Wick so efficiently. But like he's always on the go. You see John Wick, he literally went from Japan to Berlin to France in the span of 3 hours. Or in each city, he spent a large amount of time killing people. So at the end of time, so these jumps to each location, like he's probably pulling a lot of information. So the fact that he was able to track everybody, or track John specifically, even the Marquis, he was able to track him and find him. You know, that's just his look. But yeah, I don't think he's homeless. I don't think he's some vagrant, who's just living off the land and can't actually do well for himself. I think he's just looking for a payday. And for John Wick, he was about to get like what, $40 million?
40 million. I think it was like up to 45 towards
42?
the end.
Yeah, it was something high.
Was it 42?
Yeah.
It was insane. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, and then the Marquis kept putting more money on him. And I think that was what he was supposed to get paid out initially. And then I think whatever he got paid out initially, he was going to get the same amount for his retirement as well. So he was in
80 million.
80 million plus, which is a lot of damn money just to kill one person for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he was just looking for his payday, and that was it. It wasn't anything else more than that. But no, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Is he as interesting as John Wick? I don't think so. But would I still like to see him come back? Absolutely. So
yeah,
I kind of want to see what happens with him and Akira. I want to see more about Kane. I want to see more about the Continental. I kind of just want to see the whole world again.
The thing about Akira is they left her so vague. Like I don't have a good idea of who the character is. Like I know she's looking for revenge, and she's a trained assassin. But aside from that, she doesn't get as much exposure as Donnie Yen or Mr. Nobody.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a feel of who she was.
I think that's why they're going to do a spinoff with her. Even the Continental there, it was a lot of things I will wish they had expanded upon, like with the two sumo guys.
That was so cool. I forgot.
They were getting killed with bullets. They
Yeah.
had also the Kevlar.
The Kevlar.
It's not
fabric
kimono,
or whatever.
but
It's not kimono. No, there's a specific name for it, but I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, but they're protecting their face as they were like.
That was so cool. And then they were like doing the sumo slap, like to throw people down. And
literally, throwing people across the gi. And that's not gi. It was.
It's not a gi. Yeah.
It's more decorative. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
But yeah, that was kind of cool. Like I said, I just want to see more of the. I want to see more of the world. I want to see the world of John Wick, and even with Akira, like she's gonna kill. If she kills what's his name, where does she go from there? Like if she kills Kane, she's got her revenge. What is she gonna do after that? She's not gonna go after the fucking high table. You know what I'm saying? So
it could lead to that though.
It could, but why? Why would she go for the high table? Like Kane is dead, or Kane will die. No one really, the high table doesn't really care about Kane dying, so they're not gonna go after her about that. So it's just kind of like, because when you kill somebody, it's kind of like you just killed them. That's it. Like as long as you're not doing something where someone's gonna take it personally, or you don't have a bounty on you, and you're not doing it on continental grounds. Like ultimately, you could do whatever you want. So I don't see what happened if she kills Kane. What is going to happen after that? The daughter, Kane's daughter, is not an assassin. She's just a regular ass civilian. So it's just kind of like what goes on from there. Unless Kane's daughter is not a civilian, she's an assassin herself. And then it's kind of like, hey, they both go at each other and eventually become friends. It becomes a buddy cop movie, and they take on the high table.
Plot
Well,
twist.
Kane
Plot
already
twist.
knew that she was gonna come for him, because remember he even told her, he's like, "I'll see you later."
Yeah, I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting
Plot
for you.
Or I'll
twist.
be waiting for you, because he knew that she was gonna eventually come for revenge.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
If she kills him, nothing happens in the assassin world, because he's been released and he no longer has a tie to the table.
Yeah.
So it would probably just be a personal beef, like between her and like if the daughter's an assassin.
Yeah. All right. Hey,
Plot
what's plot
twist.
twist? Okay.
What if Kane's daughter grows up to become an assassin after seeing his father get killed by
That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well,
Do you ever listen to
Yeah, I
what
was
we're
listening.
saying?
Are you
just
here?
in your own world?
Yeah.
I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
I
I'm always
literally
here.
said that the plot twist is that she becomes the daughter is an assassin, and then now they're going against each other, and then become friends. It becomes a buddy cop situation, and they go against the high table. Did you just like totally like blank out? You must
Yeah.
No.
Look, if Ed's not talking, he's not paying attention to you. Okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
Okay. I mean, I'm glad we got that cleared.
It's a father thing. I had to. Yeah. Go on, my son. Go on.
Okay. Anyways,
father thing. All right.
yeah. Yeah. So let's go ahead. I mean, I don't feel. I have nothing else to say about John Wick. It was a phenomenal movie. So
phenomenal. I cannot wait to watch it again. I cannot wait to watch this movie again. It was.
You have to see it in IMAX.
It's amazing. I left in there like energized just watching that.
I did
movie.
too.
It was so good.
I want to go to a gun shop immediately and order all the guns and start like going to a range and like perfecting my shot. So
I started talking like this for
I went
a while.
to the thrift store, got myself a 4-piece or a 3-piece suit. Then I went to the Dollar Tree and got myself a black wig.
Nice.
And then I was doing gun kata moves at the gun range, and I was quickly kicked out of there for endangering people's lives.
Right.
But it was worth it.
You just got the guns. Yeah. They're like, sir, like you gotta shoot down range. You're like, no, not if I'm John Wick. Like, sir, please leave. Please
not
leave,
if I'm John Wick.
Yeah, they're asking me if I'm back. I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm thinking I'm back. So
are you ready, Mr. Wick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could be like that one guy when he went to the Continental. He's like, so how about dessert? Dessert. And he gave him like a full course of weapons before he killed the one chick. Like, that's such a good. I don't care what anybody says. If people say the third movie sucked, I don't think it sucked.
Who said the third movie sucked?
I don't think it sucked. I think it was a bit too corny, which somehow they you think this would have been corny, but it doesn't feel corny.
It doesn't feel corny at all.
No.
That's why I think they learned like get rid of like the extraneous dialogue.
Just give people that's what it was. Yeah, because it was like I get it. You're making references of food and weapons. It got annoying in that little bit on the third movie.
Yeah, this one is like give people what they want. We want to see fucking people getting their face blown off, close range with a guy with a bulletproof suit. Like, give us what we want. Like, get like John Wick. Even with the backstory, they didn't tell too much about Kane and the Japanese guy. They were just kind of like, we're friends. And,
we're friends. That's it. Done.
Yeah, we're friends, and unfortunately, we have to kill each other. It sucks, but that's just what we gotta do. And that was it. That's literally what they said. Like, we don't want to kill each other, but we kind of have to. Your daughter, my daughter. John, my daughter in the Continental. I fuck with I stay loyal to my friends. Okay, well, don't do it. I gotta do it, and that was it. And they just start killing each other. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But anyway,
Winston,
Green Turn, go ahead.
All right. So who wants to give scores?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go
Since I
first.
think that's what we're
I
approaching.
thought you were
Oh, me?
going
Yeah.
first.
All right.
Or do you want me to go first?
It has to be to me. And again, this is just based on enjoyment.
Okay.
10. It's
10.
a 10 out of 10 for me.
Wow.
Love this movie.
10 out of 10.
I knew that in my head. I knew like the IGN score was 10 out of 10. I'm like, that's stupid. There's no way.
Yes, I thought
But
so too.
yeah, but when I went and I experienced this movie, and I'm telling you, like the sheer like fucking awe that I was in just watching the set
Eyegasm.
pieces. Yeah, the eyegasm, the music, the everything was fucking insane.
Cinematography, the
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10. All right, Ed, do you want to go next? Yeah, you go next.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
So I actually did see John Wick 3 beforehand, and I gotta say, I like all the John Wicks. 1, good. 2, great. 3, amazing. The 4th one, spectacular.
Okay.
It like topped itself every time. So I will have to give this movie a 10 out of 10. It is my favorite John Wick movie. They're all good, but this is my favorite. It hit everything, I would say. Everything I wanted. The acting, the actors, every single person didn't miss a beat. Reeves, Johnny Young,
Yeah.
Morpheus,
Donnie Yen.
Fishburne,
Mhm.
yeah.
Fishburne.
Everyone just knocked it out of the park. Home runs for everybody.
All right, so we got 3 10 out of 10s. Jeez.
All right, Creamcast, bring us down to earth. Let's see.
All right. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is not a perfect movie. This is not a 10 out of 10. I think you guys are being delusional.
Are you dark side?
Yeah, exactly. Look, what again? My point is, what's the point of having a 10 if you're never going to use it? You'll never have a perfect movie. There's no such thing.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask for your fucking opinion. All right. If I want to never give it 10 out of 10, guess what? I never want to give out a 10 out of 10.
All right.
Don't try it. No. You don't come onto this fucking podcast and tell me, bitch, you better give me a 10 out of 10 because you're never going to use it.
What's the problem?
Right. Yeah, like, I need more guns.
I need more guns.
It's like, what do you need, Mr. Wick? Give me a gun.
Give me gun.
Yeah, did his speech just get worse and worse as the movies happen? Because this one was like all like staggered, and the fourth one is like
that's how it is.
This is kind of Reeves talks like
Reeves.
Like when he's in like that's why I say he's such a beloved actor.
I need to take a shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's only one way.
Like, John Wick, are you ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
John, like Keanu Reeves, if he wasn't such a beloved actor, let's be honest, he is not a great actor. Like, especially in his later years, he's not a great actor.
Even in his young years, Dracula, anyone?
I mean, I do like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I like the movie too, but he wasn't.
He's not great.
Movie.
I mean, even
I loved him in the movie. Don't get me wrong. I loved him in the movie, but he's not a good actor.
Like when you think of Matrix, I learned. Like,
I know kung fu.
I know kung fu.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Like, yeah, I mean, when you go through all his movies, it's like I love like Devil's Advocate. That's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, he's not a great actor. Constantine, loved him in Constantine. But he's great. He's good. He's not great. But the thing is that he's such a beloved person, and he does such a consistent good role. He's such a consistently good actor. Like, there's great actors who can do great and they can do bad at the same time, but he's not that. He's all kind of Speed. Yeah, Speed. He's that.
Speed. Oh,
Speed.
Ooh, that was my first introduction to Reeves.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like I said, he's a good actor. He's cusping on great.
Yes.
He's on the cusp of great, but yeah, he's just good. For this movie, I would give it. I'm stuck between. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm stuck between a 9.5 and a 10. The reason why I want to give it 9.5 is because I do feel like it was a little bit too long. I felt like it could have been trimmed down.
I wanted more.
I did one more.
I wanted more.
The time flew by.
It did.
I didn't realize that 3 hours
like
had
2
passed
hours
almost.
and 40 some minutes.
I felt maybe because I went later in the evening, and I'm getting old. I think I went at like
Oh,
an
okay.
8 o'clock showing, so 3 hours is 11 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Okay, Game Face says, Green Cast,
Oh,
that's a 10. Pretty much pop that 10 cherry.
Mm.
Do I feel the movie was a
just
little
pop
long?
it now.
Was the movie a little bit long at certain parts? I felt like yes, like Berlin. I felt it was a little too long when they're when they went into the
The
talking.
Russian church.
Yeah, no, not the church. It was more of the when he was doing the card situation. I was like, this is dragging out a
Oh
little.
yeah, with the big guy.
Yeah, I felt like that dragged out a little too long.
The
But
lake house.
I I'm gonna okay. I would say it's a 10 out of 10. Yes,
Boom.
it was. It was damn near a perfect movie.
Now I can pull the gun away from your head.
Creamcast has been deflowered.
Yeah, I'm deflowered.
The 10, what's called that 10 cherry has been popped. So.
Yeah, it's just because like to me it's like John Wick is like this movie is like Game Face said, this is a rare instance of a movie that's gotten better over time. You usually don't have quadrilogies or any movie past the trilogy. Usually the trilogy is usually the worst one. I mean, I can think of things off the top of my head like The Matrix. The third one wasn't as good as the first one. The first one by far.
So
third one wasn't good.
Hold on.
Yeah.
One is the best,
yes.
but two and three I did love.
Yeah, I love it. I'm saying
4 though was terrible.
Okay, yeah, but 4 was absolutely horrible. I don't.
I don't even count 4.
I don't count 4 either because I was only done with one of the sisters.
To have a fourth movie, it's like wow.
Yeah, because the 4 doesn't count because it's only done with one Wachowski. Didn't count to me.
It's not canon.
You need to have both Wachowskis to make it official. So,
and they were pretty blunt about it in the dialogue of the movie that they didn't want to do the movie. The Wachowskis.
Yeah, they did.
Remember they were saying like, we have to do it because blah, blah.
One wanted to do it. The other one didn't. The other one said no. Like the story is over.
I know, but I'm saying like in the dialogue and everything, they told you, the directors told you, the audience, that they didn't want to make the movie, but they had to make it.
Oh yeah, because they were meta with it, and it's kind of like
very meta.
I get it. Yeah, no, this was a weird. Like I said, this is a weird occurrence that I could watch the entire John Wick series, and I feel like every single movie you get something special out of it. It's not just the same movie happening 4 times. It's you get John Wick 1 with the dog, John Wick 2, he's getting John Wick 2, what was that one? Oh, that's where he gets the marquee. He gets excommunicado. Yeah, excommunicado.
Yeah.
And then the third one, he's trying to get back in. And the fourth, he finally gets out. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I feel like you got everything. It tells a complete story. I liked it. Do I want another John Wick movie? Unless they do a prequel of the impossible task that he did, which I kind of don't want because I like the mystique about it. But I don't want to either. I kind of want to, because if it's something that can top 4,
how? I kind of want to see how. Like maybe they can do it. 4. I would be. That's a big if.
John Wick,
Fast topping this last movie
coming
like unless they have him fighting in the moon. I just don't know how they're going.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
Like
I said, it's like Fast and Furious. And I'm not saying that all the Fast and Furious are good, but from 1 to what we're at 9, 10 now, they've escalated. They've been to the moon. That's been a meme
but to me
years.
Personally, having watched like the Fast and Furious movies, none of them have been as continuously good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And topped each other in regards to how good of films they are.
Yeah,
as John Wick has
they're consistent.
In the 4 movies.
Yeah, they're like the Fast and Furious movies are consistent, especially as you get to like 4 and 5. Like they've been pretty consistent on the stakes, and like the stakes get higher, but they're kind of like the same movie that's just got regurgitated.
The same thing, because come on, be honest. Like they'll change the cars and the location, but a lot of times they'll kind of reuse like set pieces. They'll just change again the location and the vehicles. That they use. Yeah,
so it's like whatever. But I do want to see John Wick. I would love to see John Wick in his I don't know how they would do it because Keanu Reeves is definitely like I said, he's
You got to
by the
de-age him
time,
a little bit.
yeah, by the time he gets into John Wick 5, he will be probably in his early 60s at that point. So I was just like,
John Wick 5, the retirement home.
yeah, retirement home, and he's sitting there,
Next to Ric Flair.
He's throwing like mashed peas at people and so forth, and bet pans are getting thrown around.
Ric Flair had a wrestling match not too long ago. He's like almost 90. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. You know why?
real.
That's called he doesn't know how to manage his money.
Yeah, so he has to come back and
probably.
Yeah.
No, it's well known. That's the reason why Ric Flair stayed wrestling for so long. He spends it as fast as he earns it.
Woo! That's how he spends
Woo!
it. Woo!
The nature boy.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, though, yeah, no, I would like to see a prequel if possible, but it has to be either John Wick 4 status or higher. I would love to see like maybe a prequel with Donnie Yen and Hiroyuki Sanada, like how they became friends and they were part of the reason of that possible night, and see how that all happened. And then after that, I don't want to see John Wick no more. I don't want to see Keanu Reeves in front of a screen as John Wick anymore. I feel like at this point, we got a really good complete story. If he makes a cameo appearance somewhere in the
shadows,
yeah, if he's a cameo appearance somewhere, that's cool. But I don't want to see him anymore. I feel like we've gotten enough. Let's end this on a really good note. Let that man focus on Constantine or something like that. Like we don't need.
That's what we need.
Yeah, we
need Constantine too.
Yeah, we need a Constantine too. Like let's move from this IP with Keanu Reeves to something else. So that'll be my wish. I hope they can make it happen. Keanu has already said that he wants to do Constantine 2. He's like, hey, I want to make it happen. It seems like he's pointing to the fact that it will happen, that there at least have been talks. So we'll see what happens from this point. But no, I think this was a perfect. This is a perfect end, a perfect movie, and a perfect end to the John Wick series. So
yes,
let's see. I think this is the first time we've ever given 4
10
10s all around.
Yeah.
I feel a little pressured. I feel like I didn't necessarily consent to this, but you guys forced me to do it, and I don't appreciate it. But
who said anything about consent?
I don't like when you do that in that voice. That kind of disturbs me. Please stop.
Well, this is the voice that I've done for years as your father.
So
now it's getting a little bit creepy.
Yeah, it's getting a little creepy.
Consent and fathers.
Yeah, right. Like this is a little weird. Yeah, I don't consent to this, Ed. Please stop.
Oh God.
But no, this yeah, I feel like there's nothing more to be said about John Wick. We'll see what happens in the future, and continue to keep you guys posted on all other topics. I mean, next week I think we're doing Gotham. A Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham.
Yes, finally. You guys should read it's a one-shot comic. You guys, if you get the chance,
it was a movie.
What is a movie?
No, the movie, but it's based on a one-shot comic. It's an easy read. So
wait, are we watching the movie or
we're watching the movie? I'm just suggesting reading the comic.
Where can I find this movie?
Hey, where are you from, dude?
HBO Max, buddy.
No one knows where I'm from.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna be reviewing Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham. That should be a good time. And then after that, we'll be doing Super Mario Brothers, which is another movie I'm extremely excited for. I'm not gonna lie, like I have not been excited. At first, I thought this movie was gonna be like Super Mario Bros. Was gonna be such a corny movie. I'm like, it's gonna be an instant flop. But I'm taking my my brother-in-law. I'm going with my brother-in-law. He's taking our niece, who's super excited about that, taking pretty much all the kids, and we're gonna go see that movie. So
did you guys watch the ad where it's like a plumbing commercial?
Yes.
With the 90s theme song?
Yes, that sold me. I was already ready for this movie, but that just sold me. Like, okay, this is gonna
all
be
the
good.
Nostalgia buttons and
like I know it's gonna be good.
Game Face, yes. The HBO, it will be HBO Max for The Doom That Came to Gotham. I think when does it actually come out? I thought it was like the 20. This is like tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the 30th, I believe.
Well, for me, I'm sorry. It's the 29th. Yeah, I think it's the Doom.
Also, it's out.
Let me see. I don't know if it's out yet. Let me see.
Because today is the 29th. Tomorrow's the 30th. You know, since I'm on my Xbox,
comes
it's
out
on HBO Max.
Why is it HBO doesn't tell me what day it comes out? I'm on IMDb.
Hey Siri, when does what is it called? Crap.
Good job, Ed.
Okay, I found this on the web for when
turn the
does.
shit off.
Yeah, it's too loud, though.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'll be that loud.
All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look
for next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for for Game Face, March 28th. So it's actually already out.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It is. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's
I
already
don't
out.
see it on HBO. Is it out?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you can only watch it on Vudu or Prime Video. So you can,
okay, Prime. Okay, well,
so you could buy
I
it.
thought it was HBO Max.
Yeah, I thought it was HBO Max too. Yeah, you can get it on Prime Video. You could buy it or rent it out from Fandango.
surprised it's on Prime.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised it's on Prime. You sure?
That's what Rotten Tomatoes says. Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham. Let's see places to watch. We'll. It's only pulling up the comic book. Let me see. But yeah, it seems like it's just those two places. So,
All right.
Yeah. So check that out, guys. That'll be our next topic for. That'll be our topic for next week. Should be a good time, and then go from there. So, outside of that, and is this the last movie with Kevin Conroy? The Doom That Came to Gotham?
Probably.
I didn't even know he was in it. This is gonna be good.
Actually, no, it's not. It is not. It is.
Oh, it's not. Oh,
no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not him on this one. Interesting. I'm surprised that they didn't actually voice him on this, but yeah, he's not on here. Yeah, he's not credited at all. So, that's sad. Okay, all right. Unless you guys have anything else.
No. Take us out, my beautiful geisha.
We have some real quick questions. So you guys stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific? Not necessarily. We normally try to do Wednesdays because that's the easiest for everybody's schedule, mainly the Ed Underground and Dark Side. If we don't stream on Wednesdays, that's because it's one of their faults. Most likely it's the Ed Underground. But
not my fault.
We usually do stream around 7 p.m. Pacific, roughly. Sometimes earlier than that. Like today, we did around 6 o'clock. No, what did we do today?
9.
We did around 6 Pacific. So, but no, 7 usually is a good time that we.
We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Amazon Podcasts by the
most
same name.
major podcasts.
All major podcasts. So BLRD. Some people get it confused with Bird. I can see that, but it's
which is also probably a cool podcast, but
the Bird podcast? Really?
Well, yeah, just search for the coolest podcast in the world, and that we just
that's us.
Yeah,
for sure,
so simple. And then Bandito Mac, he says, I'll watch that one too. Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham. I've been watching Justice League Unlimited, which has been pretty good. That's a classic. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, anywho, all right. If we don't have anything else,
Ed, my beautiful geisha, take us down.
I don't know who this beautiful geisha is, but I'm John Wick. And this has been episode 81 of the Blurred Podcast. You can find us on all major podcast platforms and live on twitch.tv/the Blurred Podcast. Blur you later. Yeah.
Blur you later.
Blur you later. What the fuck was that?
That